All right, what I want to do is I'm going to start off by talking about, I want to say something at the Attorney General, and I want you to look at me and go, what are your thoughts? And I'll say something like, okay, and I'll give you my thoughts. And then Troy, when I'm giving my thoughts, just say that's a good point.
Okay.
Good morning. Hey, we're here.
Hey, man.
What, did you hear?
Yeah, it's a good thought, man.
Hear about that Attorney General?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a good thought, man.
That's a good point.
Oh, shit.
Wait. Did you hear about the Attorney General?
I forgot. Because I remember Troy's... yeah, that's a good thought.
No, wait.
I mean, what about it?
He's in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Oh, wait, that's my point.
No.
That's a good point.
We didn't... we didn't practice this right.
Boy, is he in trouble. We have to start with the obvious, the huge story in New York, the Attorney General. Everyone in New York politics, by the way, is a fucking dirty boy.
New York is a powerful town.
The Elliot Spitzer was a naughty boy. Anthony Weiner.
What did Anthony
Eric
Weiner
Schneiderman. Got caught doing what a lot of us do, just sending dirty text messages.
Once.
Well, he got greedy.
Oh, that's right. Several times with his child in the photo. I forgot. Yeah,
I didn't know much about this Eric Schneiderman.
I didn't know him at all until all these stories started breaking out.
It comes out yesterday that he has been accused by 4 women of physical assault. And it's a weird line when you talk about, like, because he, it was sexual, it was in bed, he would choke them and slap them. And there are women that are submissive and that are into that, but that doesn't look like that's what this was. It looks like he was just kind of slapping them until they were like, all right, you can do it during sex. Like, he was a pretty abusive prick, apparently.
Yeah.
But he was one of those one of the biggest Me Too proponent guys who was like fighting and, fighting for women's rights. But meanwhile, and he helped pass the fucking strangulation.
Of course he did.
Legislation.
Well,
That's the precursor to domestic violence is strangulation.
He makes the laws. He doesn't have to follow them.
Yeah, that's the way a lot of these guys think.
Of course. He's above the law.
Like, I wouldn't care if he's just kinky. Like, at first I was like, maybe he's just a fucking kinky. I didn't need to hear his sexual shit. But if you're slapping someone outside of bed,
yeah,
they're not into it.
And then, of course, the question, and it was Ronan Farrow is one of the names behind this article as well. Ronan, the question is, well, it's 4 girlfriends, like 4 women that he was with in relationships that are all coming forward and saying that he assaulted them generally during sex. And the first question comes up is, why didn't they just break up with him then? And then it says 2 of them both said that Schneiderman threatened to kill them if they broke up with him. You go, oh, okay. One of them also said that he claimed he could tap her phones or have her followed.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's the Attorney General, too, you probably take that shit seriously. He probably
Of course.
Could.
Yeah.
I don't know about having her followed, but he definitely could have her followed. Yeah, actually, he could have her. If he wanted to investigate her, sure he could.
Yeah, and I mean, if he says, I can have you followed,
yeah,
like,
it's scary
you know
enough.
what? I'll bet he can. Plus, he's like, I'll have you killed. And that's,
One of the women said you cannot be a champion of women when you are hitting them and choking them in bed and saying to them you're a fucking whore.
That's a hot take.
First of all, it's not even true. In bed, you can do anything if it's consensual. If the other person's into it, you could be into anything sexually with the other adult, and if they're into it and you're into it, you can be a champion of women. But if you're doing it when they don't want you to do it, that's a fucking problem.
Right. If you're a sex-positive person with a sex-positive woman who's engaged in consensual activity, then of course. But yeah, no.
I used to fuck a girl who wanted me to spit in her face.
Did you mind?
No, I mean, she wanted it. If she did, it would have been terrible to do if she didn't want it.
Did you like that she wanted it?
I didn't mind it. Yeah, it was fine. It's hot. Yeah. It was hot because she wanted it. It was so fucking dirty that she wanted that. That was hot.
Right. But it's one of those things where if for a second she goes like, oh, you go like, oh, like.
Well, it felt terrible.
Exactly. It takes you out of the moment.
Yeah.
Immediately.
It was her perversion that turned me on.
Right.
And I say that with a great little chin tap of affection. But that was the hot part.
Yeah. There's a big difference between people who are like submissive and try to get their partner to do things to them that are along those lines, and people that are trying to turn others into submissive people. That's where it gets abusive, right?
Yeah, that's the weird part. I don't get that turn on, like to make somebody want to get slapped. The turn on is when somebody wants you to slap them. It's just so fucking dirty.
Well, it also said he was
so dirty. Hot. I like being slapped. I'd rather be slapped than slap, honestly.
What?
I don't know. It's something her doing that is so perverse, and
you like cuckold stuff too. You like being
at times, yeah, but not a lot of times. I don't like to do it for real, but yeah, I like weird shit.
You like being less than.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, not always, and sometimes you want to be more than.
Right.
But I understand the attraction to it.
Me too.
Just not all the time.
You go with the wind.
Kind of, yeah.
Whatever mood you're in. And it probably depends on who the partner is, too.
100%,
Right.
yeah. If they're into that, like, I've been with some truly dominant women, like women that squeeze my face and spit in my mouth.
Right.
Oh, what a fucking trooper. You like that? Holy shit, yeah. But if it wasn't, I told you one time, and I actually saw this woman recently. The one bad experience I've had with it was years ago. And this is where you got to watch this shit. I was with a woman, and we were fooling around, and she was, I want you to slap me. So I was like, all right, but you start light.
Sure.
And she's like, harder. And then, it kind of breaks the mood a little when they're egging you on, but it's how you have to do it. Because I didn't, we had never fucked around before. And I slapped her hard, and that was her thing. She liked to be forced, she liked to be slapped. So I told her I wanted her to suck my dick. And she goes, no, I don't want to suck your dick. So I put her hair, I'm like, suck my dick. And then she fucking freaks out, and she slaps me. And she goes, fantasy over. I'm like, what? Like, I was stunned. And she actually apologized. She's like, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. I don't like to be made to suck dick.
That's her thing.
That was her thing.
Like to be.
But we had never talked about it before. So, but it freaked me out. That was 15 years ago. And ever since then, I'm like, you have to talk about this shit first. You have to know exactly.
Set the ground rules.
You have to. Otherwise you walk into situations like that.
Or if that's where those safety words are so important, right?
Yeah.
Not because
cracked me good too.
Yeah. Not because of actual danger, but because you have to know when somebody's not comfortable anymore.
Yeah, because then you can kind of then it's free.
Yes,
but if you're doing, she said apparently they all said he drank a lot. Well, if you drink, you probably lose your judgment.
One of them said most nights he would drink 2 bottles of wine a night, that would be his normal thing. One of his girlfriends or exes or whatever their relationships were is from Sri Lanka. And she claims that Schneiderman used to call her his brown slave and demanded that she call him master, slapping her until she complied.
Yes. Guy's a bit of a fucking, what an ego.
Yeah. You do,
How much validation do you need? Like, you're the attorney general. How do you have, you figure he'd be a submissive in bed.
These guys.
They're usually submissive, though, these guys.
Yeah.
Piss on me, I'm the attorney general.
Some of them are just basic bitches, though, that just love their power. Maybe you know what I mean? It's just not, he is not a complicated man.
No, he's not.
He just wants everywhere he goes. He's probably picked on a lot in school. You know what I mean? The people who are submissive probably have always had that kind of, they were probably jocks. They probably did great in high school. Then they ended up being a politician. The people who are dominant and have power positions in life are probably people that got picked on and were nerds.
Maybe, yeah.
In high school. And so everything they're doing now is kind of playing out this role of revenge for being a nerd.
But the idea of slapping somebody until they enjoy it, I don't quite get.
No.
It's not that I think I'm a
sadistic.
great guy. I just don't get it.
It's crazy.
It's like doing anything that is causing somebody physical injury until they like it is a little fucking psychotic.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to get you there. You're not.
Yeah. I couldn't be slapped into liking it.
Hell no.
I think 2 of the 4 said they ended up going to the hospital. And it was at first you read the article or you read the story and you go, okay, so the guy's a little kinky and these girls are coming on kind of embarrassing him. And then as you read the story and you hear about the hospital trips and I'm going to kill you if you leave and I'm call me master and all this stuff, you're going, okay, we're going really into Patrick Bateman territory.
Yeah.
This is American Psycho where everybody's having a good time and then he breaks out the power tools.
If someone is being taken to the hospital and you're threatening if they want to leave. Yeah, you're fucked up. But he resigned so fast anyway. At first, he's
going to fight it, though.
Do you have is he?
He said.
Cool, you should resign, then fight it. Let me see his Twitter, Troy, because there's something in his Twitter. There was one word he wrote in his Twitter, his statement.
Dude, this thing lasted 12 hours before he resigned.
It went fucking immediately.
And who is it? Cuomo that said resign right now.
12 hours. I don't even think it was that.
It was fast. I think Travis is right.
This came up last night, and then he was like, yeah, no, it's okay. And then an hour later, he's like, oh, I gotta go.
His top tweet, Troy. He,
unless he deleted it.
Maybe
his top tweet was 18 hours ago.
No, this was, can we find his statement about, he had a statement about I was involved in my personal life. Maybe he did that before he resigned, hoping to.
Oh, the statement's on the front page of the
article. Yeah, it says, while these allegations are unrelated to my professional conduct or the operations of the office, they will effectively prevent me from leading the office's work at this critical time. I therefore resign my office effective at the close of business May 8th, 2018.
No, not that one. There's
You're
another
thinking of the one that he
statement.
put. Yeah, I
The
think
first
it's a little
statement
bit
he
below.
put out, it was a tweet, which is, can you check tweets and replies, Troy, just see if it's there? Sometimes it's weird the way Twitter shows things.
He said, in the last several hours, serious allegations, which I strongly contest, have been made against me.
Yeah, that might be. Can you read that one? Is that the one?
This one right here?
No, there's one where he was saying, in my personal life, I engaged in consensual.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I read that
but
too.
it disappeared. That statement disappeared.
Yeah, basically saying that this was very, very consensual.
But there's something about the wording that I didn't like.
Let me see if I can find it, because I definitely heard that.
You know the statement I mean? It was on his
100%.
Twitter. I checked his Twitter and it was there, and now it's gone.
Yeah, it's not in. He obviously deleted it as time. Maybe.
Let me see. Statement. Go for statement.
'Cause I know-
Top one. Eric T on Twitter right there. No, lower. Right there. Let's see what.
I got it.
Okay, Travis, of course. Travis, in the oh, here we go.
got
In
it.
the privacy of intimacy relationships.
Not you, Travis.
In the privacy of intimate relationships, I have engaged in role playing and other consensual sexual activity. I have not assaulted anyone. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross. The word which, I bet he just worded it quickly because he was panicking. But there's something about that. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross. I don't know why the wording of that bothers me. There's something weird about the way he said that.
I get it. There's something in that statement which is saying, like, I would cross a lot of lines, but, like, non-consensual sex is not like this line in the sand that you draw. It's almost like he's saying, I know non-consensual sex is, like, a thing for some guys, but it's just not my thing, which is... Non-consensual sex is not a line. Non-consensual sex is it's a morality. It's a law. It's like that's nobody's thing. Nobody does that except terrible criminals. You know?
Maybe it might just be the wording. Like I don't even know if it's the implication or just the wording. I've never engaged in non-consensual sex. It's a line I would not cross. Maybe that would have made me feel better. For some reason, I just didn't like the way he worded it.
Which
I'm not
is
saying
a
it means
line.
anything. Yeah, it was just a weird word.
I mean, to me,
I
yeah,
was being his English was wrong.
there is a little bit of an implication of like, why even nobody even needs to. The law. That's not a line. That's a law.
How embarrassing for the attorney general to come out and go, I've engaged
God.
in sexual role play. Yuck.
And look at his never again, like his Twitter profile thing.
Yeah.
The backdrop is literally a protest with a whole bunch of women behind him. I think it's a gun protest, not a Me Too protest.
I think so too.
But still, like clearly we know what the message is there. It's him marching with a bunch of women. One of which he would probably want to smack and call him master.
Possibly, yeah.
But probably thought it in the moment.
Oh, what a dirty boy.
I mean, he must be obsessed with this stuff to go that crazy.
Yeah. And they're all calling him out like you
In
fucking you
Yeah.
hypocrite. You're fighting the good fight.
Wasn't that like Spitzer too?
Oh my God,
Wasn't
he was
he trying to-
anti-prostitution.
Yeah, he's trying to shut down prostitution.
And then he gets caught with
Prostitute.
yeah.
What was her name? She was sexy too.
Client number 7
He
or
was putting on. I'm number 9. Client number 9, and her name was Amber. No,
She was not a good person, though.
you don't think so? Why?
Dude, there was, did you watch the Spitzer documentary?
I don't remember it.
It was really
I did
good.
see it. Yeah,
Client number 9.
Ashley Dupree. Yes.
Oh. No. I was thinking of the second one. Remember there
Oh,
was
you mean Sydney
another-
Leathers?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, I know Sydney.
Sydney.
I haven't talked to her in a while, but yeah.
She's the one that showed up at his thing,
Oh,
at his like voters whatever
Yes.
party. She showed up outside and waited for him, and he had to like sneak around, and his wife was in the
Did
car.
he have sex with her, or did he just talk to her? I don't remember the story.
No,
as
they were
much.
just talking.
They were
Yeah.
just talking,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he never slept with her.
But Wiener, I don't think he ever like cheated.
No, you know what? You're right. Wiener didn't. Wiener
Yeah.
just talked. He was just a compulsive psychotic texter.
Right.
He wasn't, but he didn't cheat on his wife, as far as I know.
as far as we know.
Yeah, he got caught.
I think that would have come out if he did. He never got caught doing anything.
I would think that would too. Yeah. Sydney Leathers really did him in though. That Anthony Weiner. She really did him in.
Yeah, she had a nice plump hiney too.
Yeah,
Look.
thick.
Yeah, she did a porn, I think, after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so. Right? She did a movie.
Isn't that what she
yeah.
wanted to do?
I don't know. Maybe it was.
Anthony Weiner is a terrible person too. So I'm not sitting here going like, oh, poor Anthony. Weiner.
Yeah, he did a couple of really questionable things.
Yeah,
Yeah, the 15
pretty
year
bad.
shit. That's bad.
Pretty bad.
Yes.
He also did some good.
Yeah,
No, that's not. We're not going to look at both
that's
sides of
attaboy,
it.
Travis. Go ahead, Travis.
Hit his kid on the bed with him.
That wasn't a good thing.
No,
When
that
he
was
was
bad.
taking-
Yeah, it was bad.
But he didn't cheat.
He didn't cheat.
That's good.
That is
Put
good.
that in the good column.
I could have
think-
fucked. You didn't go out and fuck.
Yeah.
if you asked his wife, what would you rather? Have your husband discreetly have sex with another woman, or have your husband repeatedly send dick shots to many women, at least one of which in bed with your baby right next to his crotch?
That would probably be the one she said, no, I prefer he didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
would
prefer
phrase it like that.
I would prefer a discreet physical affair.
Wait, what's the circle? What's the picture over his shoulder? You know what the embarrassing thing? You know what his wife probably said to him?
What a
you
dead
fucking
smile.
asshole. This picture is going to be out there forever. Your son's going to find this picture, you fucking asshole.
Right. He's never
There's
going
a
to live
picture
this
of you
down.
and your dad.
Yeah. He's never going to live this down. He's going to have to change his name.
Yeah,
Which he probably should have anyway, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, even before this, Wiener is a terrible last name.
No, people will be nice to him, though,
means
because his
penis.
dad was a creep. Sometimes when one of your
Dude.
parents fucks up, the kids will be dicks, but
That's what I mean. He's got a whole childhood to deal with. He's got 18 years before adults are finally like, okay.
They don't really bully you anymore, though.
Kids bully.
Frowned on.
I know it's frowned on.
Very frowned on.
No, kids.
Is he in jail now?
Kids bully. I don't know.
Did he actually go?
No clue.
Jail, yeah. I wonder if he went yet or if he's... Oh, he did, yeah.
But so Eric Schneiderman decided to resign because Cuomo told him to, and he was like, okay, you know, I don't think the accusations are not true, but I will resign because, you know, just to make this easier. But he goes, but I'm still going to fight this because it's not true.
But he felt he couldn't do his job. You know, I
Right.
guess when you're the attorney general, you have enough shit going on. You can't be showing up in court when they all know that you just slapped a girl and told her she's your brown slave. That's kind of hard to be taken seriously by a jury.
It's tough. It's tough. It is difficult.
And this man over there has been evading his taxes, and they're all thinking he just slapped the shit out of a girl and put her in the hospital.
Right.
He's a creep.
Just a defense attorney has to go up and be like, okay, master, no problem.
Yeah.
just
I'm
drop
very
it in.
sorry, sir. Don't slap me. Objection.
He does, and when it's so funny when these headlines, they start to twist the way you look at photos of people, because now you look at him and he looks like a fucking monster.
He looks evil.
Smile like
Yeah.
the Joker.
Yeah. He looks like a monster.
He looks like a handsomer George W. Bush. He looks a little, he's got the same hairdo. Troy's over there panicking.
Yeah. Troy's like, oh my God, he does. Oh. Yeah. He looks terrifying now that we know all the stuff.
Yeah.
Brown slave and call me master.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Call me master. I'd be embarrassed if someone called me master.
So stupid.
Not your master. Daddy I can handle.
Have you had bad, though, like dominatrixes? They're like,
Yeah, I've had
you're
a
going
few.
to call me master, and you're like, I'm not.
The mistress. They want to be called mistress. Yeah, and I never like that. It's like, shut up with your fucking costume.
They take that shit so seriously.
Yeah, but you could tell it's from like a costume store or something. It's
And their
not.
attitude is costume. You know what's sexy when it's really real to somebody. Like, when not call me mistress, but if a woman like grabs your face and calls you bitch and means it,
You like that?
if she means it, like
Right.
if it's just part of what turns her on,
Right.
that's really hot.
She doesn't have to get into character.
Yeah, so that's the time. I don't want somebody pretending like, what are you going to go in there and put on your fucking your big boss lady outfit? Shut up.
I hope you're ready for your discipline, Jimmy.
It literally can be that bad. It's like, stop.
What are you doing?
I'd rather just interact normal.
Right.
That's not turning me on.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Ready for my discipline?
No, I'm not.
Shut up.
Yeah, shut your face. But then you get some that are just fucking, some people are just filthy. It's always the ones you don't expect. It's always the ones you think aren't going to be filthy
Right.
that are. You know, but if it's kind of natural to them, it's hot.
yeah.
That's the hot part. It's like they walk around all day at work. People, their coworkers, their bosses don't know it, and they're showing you this filthy side. That's the hot part. Like, my God, people she works with for 10 years have no idea that she's going to take 3 of her toes and shove them in my mouth, or whatever the fuck your thing is.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, I had a friend.
Right, we already know you're lying. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a made-up story. I read it on a blog. I had a friend
It's
who...
a book wind.
Okay. I had a friend who he was dating somebody whose turn-on was that she would put on in a butt plug before their date and then go on like a regular date. Go to dinner, go to the movies, just like a normal thing. But the two of them would know the whole time that she had a butt plug in.
That I've heard that from many people.
You have?
Yeah, it's not my thing because I feel like I had to shit the whole date. But I've never put one in a girl like that. But I've heard that's pretty common that women like that, or maybe they're gonna have anal later.
Yeah,
but it's something dirty about having that butt plug in. There's guys who like that shit too. But I just
the knowledge.
that there's a butt plug.
While
in.
everybody's watching us have dinner, we're in this movie theater with everybody.
Yeah.
We're dirtier than everybody
she has a
knows.
butt plug
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Vibrating panties, and the guy has the remote.
Oh, yeah.
date, you know.
Like in public?
Yeah, where the girl has like panties on with that, you know, and the guy's little remote and he's controlling it while they're at dinner
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe she makes you sew your boxers like really tight and tape the bottoms and puts hornets in them.
Oh, yeah. No, I've heard of that, I guess. Yeah, that's
awful.
That'll happen too, sure, yeah.
Puts honeybees on your testicles, makes them sting you.
While you're at dinner.
During the movies.
Yeah. Will somebody tell him to shut up?
You just hear...
He keeps screaming.
People in the theater just hear...
Turn your phone off. It's not my phone. It's not my phone.
Yeah, so people, that kind of shit I get. That's kind of hot. Some of that dirty stuff.
Yeah. But it's got to be consensual.
Yeah.
These guys. Do you think that he was tortured in the sense that, like, such a hypocrite?
No, because people don't really look at themselves. I mean, look, every one of us has been a hypocrite at times. We all have moments of it, or
not like on this level. When your whole lifestyle, like your sex life and your professional life, completely contradict each other on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know. Do you know when I feel like a hypocrite? When I'm actually holding hands with someone and we say something nice to each other. I'm like, I'm full of shit. My whole public life's a lie. I don't know.
That's nice. People don't know romantic Jim.
It's pathetic. I also don't know. I don't know what he's like. He might be a fucking psychopath, or he might just be, maybe he doesn't see it as hypocritical. Who knows?
Unless he really is just getting the runaround from all these chicks. They're just completely making up accusations, and he's like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Tough to believe. I mean, you'd think there'd be...
Very rarely, if you're innocent, will 3 different people say you put me in the hospital.
Yeah. Especially when there's hospital records of things like that.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the hospital, people write it down. And they remember, no, she was
that's
here.
in the record.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was a big handprint across her face. Yeah, that's why she was here.
Yeah, when you're into that shit, man, and you're getting drunk every night, if this is what was actually happening.
She says 2 bottles a night.
If you're getting drunk every night, your judgment is just probably so fucked.
He must have so many demons.
Like, you just don't know. Maybe you don't know that somebody's not enjoying it. Maybe you're that fucking loaded you think you're being sexy. Hey, you fucking bitch! And you don't realize that she's cowering for real?
Yeah.
Like, you think she's into it? You're my slave, I'm your master! You're all fucking loaded.
And you wake up the next morning, kind of in a daze. She's like, cowering in a corner. Then you have to tell her that you'll kill her if she leaves.
Yeah, I'm more amazed that this guy could drink like that, go to bed, wake up the next morning, and they're like, what's the next morning like? Is he like kissing her? Is he just saying that shit when he's drunk, and the next morning he's all normal again? You got to go into court?
Wouldn't it be great if he just took pride in himself? He's like, yeah, I never get a hangover. Yeah, well, you know what? I'd rather take a hangover than the shit that you do at night.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I'm great at drinking. I never get a hangover.
Or does he not remember it? Is he a blackout drinker? Where he kind of remembers the night before, he thinks they had fun?
Every single night, it's just blackout, blackout, blackout.
Yeah, he just doesn't realize that she's fucking in the bathroom crying herself to sleep.
He may have an alcohol problem.
Possibly.
It's possible. It said in the article, too, that he would have girls get their Xanax prescriptions or whatever and have them get more than they needed so that he could have a bunch.
Well, I can't fault him for being fiscally responsible.
Right. Well, if you're going, get
if you're going to take
yeah.
Xanax, you might as well fucking, not pay for it.
Right. No, that's smart.
Can't fault him for that.
That's smart.
That's the one thing I back him on.
He likes the Xans.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably helps him mellow out.
Yeah, clearly it does.
You think Cuomo was like, didn't Trump Jr., what did Trump Jr. say about
Oh, my God. Trump Jr. is going Twitter crazy over this.
He?
He's
Right.
loving it. Trump Jr. is like adoring.
I think they were not Schneiderman fans.
No,
you waste no time calling out Schneiderman on Twitter.
Schneiderman was going after Trump in New York.
Yes, he was.
So
Trump University.
Yeah. All like the Trump business stuff that the federal government wasn't going to be able to get him on. Schneiderman goes, okay, so Schneiderman tweets out, without the reporting of the New York Times, the New Yorker, and the brave women and men who spoke up about the sexual harassment they endured at the hands of powerful men, there would not be critical national reckoning underway. A well-deserved honor. Donald Trump Jr. quotes that tweet, and then he writes, self-awareness level, 0, or substantially less than that.
Very funny. Self-awareness level.
He's like, gotcha!
That is funny.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect if you're going after Trump that hard? Then you could quote something this fucking bad.
And then I think in like 2013 or something, Trump tweeted out something about Wiener and Spitzer, wait till you see what comes out about this guy.
Did he say that?
This was like years ago.
I read that he says. I didn't realize he tweeted it.
He tweeted it years ago.
I guess he had heard behind the scenes
because Don Jr. retweeted it as soon as this broke. He brought up his dad's old tweet from like 2013, and he was like, "Yep, this is what we were talking about."
Wait and see worse than Spitzer. Wow, I guess he had heard. Oh my God, he's in the spanking. He's really dirty.
Yeah,
but he couldn't prove it.
Then it all comes tumbling down. These guys, man, these guys that just.
Wiener is gone. Sorry, Sam. Wiener is gone. Spitzer is gone. Next will be lightweight Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. Is he a crook? Wait and see. Worse than Spitzer or Wiener.
And that was September 11th, 2013.
Yeah. Lightweight AG.
Of course, Don Jr. was happy to put that on his Twitter account either this morning or late last night. Don Jr.'s a loyal son.
He certainly is.
Yes, he is.
Well, he's probably, probably gets annoying. People attacking your father.
Right.
Constantly with no let up.
He's like, okay, here's what we'll do.
Self-awareness.
He goes, Eric Schneiderman at one point tweeted out, "No one is above the law, and I'll continue to remind President Trump and his administration of that fact every day." Donald Trump Jr. Quoted that tweet, and he just wrote, "You were saying?"
And he writes,
real Donald Trump wrote, "Governor Cuomo is right about one thing. Attorney General Eric Schneiderman does wear eyeliner. What the hell is up with him?" Don Jr. quotes that tweet from his dad, and he writes, "It's like he can see into the future."
Well, yeah, I guess Trump had this guy pegged 5 years ago.
Don Jr. is having fun. You think he told Don Jr., like, just wait, we can't say anything, but this is this guy's story?
Yeah, they probably just said it. And then he knows he can't say anything.
Sexual assault survivors. This is from Eric Schneiderman. Sexual assault survivors. What happened to you is unconscionable. We have your back, and we are fighting for you.
What did Don Jr. say to that?
Don Jr. quoted that tweet, and he just wrote, "This didn't age well." That was last night around 9:30. He wrote, "This didn't age well."
So Schneiderman, something, it said, comfortably smug was the Twitter. It said, "He's gone." And Trump Jr. tweeted, "That was fast. I figured he would hold out for a solid 6 or 7 hours."
He just kept him coming yesterday.
Breaking.
Oh, my God.
Attorney General Eric Schneiderman has resigned. That was the tweet.
Right.
And Trump Jr. weighed in. Seems like the natural thing to do when it's just role play and then hashtag, am I right? Oh, man.
He really did level him.
Yep.
And there is nothing Schneiderman. It's got to be bugging him. Because these guys.
It's got to be driving him crazy.
Their rivalry with Trump and the Trump family is real. You know what I mean? All these politicians hate the Trump family. So the idea that Don Jr. is just getting all of his shots in and there's nothing Schneiderman can do about it, for a guy that loves power as much as Schneiderman clearly does, it's driving him nuts.
It's got to be driving him crazy, yeah. Especially when you know that, like, because now when you're the Attorney General, the fact, even if what you liked was consensual, even if it was 100% consensual, for him it's still embarrassing.
Yeah.
If you're the Attorney General and you're into being tied up with a ball gag put in your mouth and a fucking finger in your ass, that's humiliating for people to know.
Right. Look, I've been saying this about Donald Trump for a while. His skeletons are not in the closet. Donald Trump presents his flaws right up front. Everybody knows what he's doing.
For him, it's probably just, there's a bunch of people we don't know about that he slept with. Look, the guy's a fucking billionaire. He was an entertainer. Right. What do you expect? Who cares?
It also there's something freeing for him, I'm sure, about realizing, is it really going to get worse than the pussy grabbing tape?
Right.
Is it going to get worse? Probably not.
And Stormy Daniels said that he's pretty regular in bed. Just likes to fuck. He likes pretty girls, and he just likes to put his dick in.
He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs.
Doesn't make terrible decisions like that he's not going to remember.
Right. He eats poorly. He's a bit of a windbag.
He eats McDonald's. He tweets things that are questionable. He probably takes big dumps, and he fucks models.
Right.
All right, I can live with that.
Exactly. But guess what?
I can live with that.
We all know it. I don't care who puts out a book. Everyone. They all put out their books, and it's like there is nothing in here. There is no smoking gun because Donald Trump spent 2 years shooting all of them.
Yeah.
We all saw them get fired. They're all shot. There's no more bullets left in them.
And this is
except all these politicians that are after Trump all of them have been, because they're all career politicians, so all of them have been hiding their shit for years, which puts them all at a disadvantage because eventually
it's
stuff
going
like
to come
this
out.
happens.
And he is and again, unless something came out that I can't even imagine, Trump is foolproof with this stuff because people we don't give a shit about that.
Right.
He's not a career politician. He's a guy, he's a fucking real estate guy who is yelling, "You're fired" for a decade on TV. He's ran a beauty pageant.
Oh my God.
No one is surprised he's fucking women.
A billionaire celebrity had sex with a porn star. No,
I'm as shocked as you are.
Yeah, that couldn't have happened.
Do you think this guy, Scott in Missouri, may have a point? What's up, Scott?
Yeah, what's up, boys?
Hello.
Do you guys think that, I think Trump probably has something on pretty much fucking near everybody. Everybody, they keep gunning for him, and nothing seems to stick. And this latest thing with Schneiderman and Don Jr., it's like they have all this ammo. They're just waiting for the right opportunity to blow all this stuff up. And do you think there's any validity to that?
Sure. You know what? The people, and thanks for this call, Scott. Yeah, I bet he does. But I bet a lot of it's just hearsay. It's probably like, oh my God, or somebody who knows him or somebody who knows a woman that he used to sleep with. Because Trump, he probably gets all this information from people, but a lot of it's probably second and third hand.
Right. I think Trump loves gossip.
Yeah, of course.
And he gets his gossip all the time.
And then I bet he gets the good gossip.
Right. I also think Trump's got spies.
I'm sure he does.
And he follows people. He gets information on people.
Yeah.
But this stuff is not provable.
He's not stupid enough to say that it's 100% true.
Right.
He leaves it vague. Question mark? I don't know. Hey.
Right.
Let's just see. It'd be really hard to sue him for this stuff because the way he asks. But yeah, I'm sure he has a little bit of dirt on anyone who's got dirt.
I bet he's got dirt. But he's the type of guy who would have somebody else call a newspaper and say, hey, look into this. And let the newspaper prove his case. I bet Trump has dirt on everybody. And when it comes time to use it, is able to call the newspapers, not himself, obviously, and say, look into this. And let them create the case. Because all the paper needs is that tip of being look, I know this is true. I can't prove it.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Oh, yeah, of course. Or he probably has people. Even he has probably reporters he can just talk to.
Sure.
They protect their sources. But again, he's not stupid enough. And a lot of it's just hearsay. Somebody at a party says it. You have this fucking attorney. What a piece of shit this guy is.
Right.
He slaps women. What? Yeah, he spit. But you can't prove it. You can't just say that.
No, even though the stuff that gets told there, that's where all the truth comes out, right? Almost always that stuff ends up being true to some degree, right?
Yeah, a lot of it.
I think so.
A lot of it does. But when you're a giant proponent of that stuff and you're really vocal about being this holier than that, when think you're this great guy. Just admit again, that's if you're doing illegal shit, if you're abusing and hitting people, you can't admit that.
No, but just maybe don't take equality to women. If what you like to do in your spare time is hit women, maybe equality to women should not be a platform that you jump on. Maybe you should let somebody else cover that and you worry about paving roads or something.
But meanwhile, this guy is slapping women and saying, you're my brown slave. And Trump was calling Stormy Daniels honey bunch.
Exactly.
All right, that's kind of embarrassing.
Right.
Honey bunch. It's kind of a 1938 thing to call a woman, but he's calling her honey bunch. But this guy is literally slapping someone saying, I'm your white master.
Jim.
And meaning it.
He was cheating on his wife. He was upsetting the sacred vows of marriage, Jim.
It is funny how all of a sudden everybody's the sacred. No one gives a shit about marriage.
The sanctity of marriage was disrupted by this tawdry affair, Jim.
Hey, what did you think of Melania? Look. I hate when people fucking give her shit. She's a hot model.
She's trying to stop bullies.
She's just trying to be. She didn't ask for this shit.
Melania is sitting there, right? And she goes, okay, what's the one thing I can do? What can I do? I don't want to be the most hated person like my husband is.
Yeah.
I don't want to be associated with any of that craziness that he does. What can I do that everybody will just get behind? What if I just try to say bullies are bad? Can I just say bullies are bad without getting teased? No, unfortunately, no.
Be best. I thought she'd be best. I don't like the wording of that. It seems like
not.
It's not
English.
Be best is not good English. It's something that they should have. They probably should have. I don't know. They shouldn't be the best. Might not be right, but I thought she was making a mistake.
Be your best is what it should. Be
your best. Yeah. They said it was first published by Obama. Be best. Oh, okay. Maybe that's an old thought. But I thought she was making a mistake. But then when I said that was the name of the campaign, it was okay, she's not.
Yeah,
but English isn't her first language. That's got to be frightening when you're making a speech on the White House lawn.
Yeah.
As the first lady of a country, you didn't plan on it. You just came here, you married this guy, now you're making a speech and the whole world is watching you and it's expected to be socially relevant. She has a shitload of pressure on her every time she talks.
And you know what's incredible? What's absolutely astounding is that everybody that thinks Trump is a racist, it's people who think Trump is a racist and Trump is not right to the people from outside of America, and Trump is wrong to immigrants. He's terrible to them. That viewpoint is shared by a lot of the people that are making fun of a woman for her broken English.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like the fact that she's getting mocked because she has a heavy foreign accent because she's not from this country.
Yeah.
The people mocking her also think that her husband is terrible to immigrants and is a racist.
She is stunning, though. And she's a nice enough lady.
Gorgeous.
And she speaks like 5 languages.
I know that's the funny part.
She's a smart woman.
She has an accent, and she doesn't say every word perfectly. And she tripped a little bit, and she kind of, you could see that there's a couple of things she was nervous. But it's like, yeah, she speaks 5 fucking languages.
And I guess in her, what is she, Slovenian?
I don't know. Slovakian,
Slovenian? In her native language, they don't have articles, like a and the.
If you didn't say what those were, I would not have known what you meant by articles.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, how do they
don't have
information? Yeah.
I just look at the pictures, too.
So
is
that
that why a lot of people from that part of the world speak a certain way? Because they don't have that?
It's totally foreign.
I go to store
Yeah.
because they don't have the or whatever. Or I buy Apple.
Right.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Or be best.
Yeah, or be best instead of be the best.
Okay, that makes sense. She's from, I guess, Yugoslavia?
Yeah.
Wow. Slovenian.
You are best. All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you would, but if it was a mistake, they wouldn't have just named the policy that. Like,
No, I agree. That's
clearly
why-
that was done on purpose.
Yeah, and it was like then Trump went up and said, "Be best."
Yeah.
I don't know why "be best" is an odd way to phrase it. Even if
doesn't
they
make
said
any
it
sense.
came out in the Obama era, like that was
Didn't make sense then either.
yeah, it's just an odd phrasing. Be best.
Doesn't mean anything. Be best doesn't.
Yeah,
Be best
faces
what?
new plagiarism row over cyber safety booklet. Like
She's not plagiarizing. She's just a lady who wants
has been
people to
caught
stop
up in another
bullying.
plagiarism row. She's just trying to help kids not get bullied.
She doesn't want her kid to get bullied in school. She got a little Baron. She doesn't want a little Baron to get bullied. Like, why don't you just let her not?
A booklet put out by her bore a striking resemblance to one published under the Obama administration. Be Best booklet was nearly identical to those in the previous edition.
Oh, jeez.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, so this had nothing to do with the Obamas, by the way.
It did.
No, people are criticizing it because it's very similar to their slogan for men, be better.
Oh, okay. So "be best" is actually not taken from something.
No,
It's close.
100%.
Be better
Well,
makes sense. Be best
better
does not make sense.
"Be best" is not phrased the way I would have phrased it. Be
It's
better.
not phrased in a way that's appropriate in English.
No,
English.
be better is something you'd say, hey, be better. But "be best."
Be best doesn't mean anything.
No, they should change the name of that. They should just take the hit and change the name
Be your
to
best.
something. Yeah, "be your best" is a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Something that will
Not
catch
be-
on.
Can't be the best because that encourages
Be your best is great.
competition. Be your best, which means everything's acceptable. It's inclusive. Be your best.
But they still going after her with the iron. Can we stop with just attacking? Like, you fucking weak cunts. Who cares? Your idea of with just going after her is like that's your big thing.
She's a lady that doesn't want kids to get picked on.
She said, she doesn't want her kid to get shit on. She doesn't want to, what the fuck?
She thought she was just going to be a beauty queen, make a couple speeches here and there.
Yeah.
She didn't know she was going to get roped into being the first lady.
Plagiarizing!
Yeah,
Shut up.
She's not.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, because Melania is really making a run to be the first female president, right? Melania really wants to continue her career in politics, right? No. She's not. Just let her live. You know what I mean? She deals with enough. Imagine being married to a guy who is not only the most hated person there is, and most, loved by a lot of people, but most hated person there is in mainstream media, but seems to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Encourages the fight. She doesn't want any of that. She doesn't even want to hold his hand.
People like her too. Like they're saying, polls show that people do kind of like her. I think they don't feel
not to like?
They don't feel bad for her because she's not in a terrible situation, but she's put somewhere that she didn't sign up for. Like this was not her goal.
Right.
She didn't marry into a political life.
No.
And, now all of a sudden everybody's watching everything she says. Sorry, she's not a great fucking public speaker.
She barely
that's
ever.
That's not what she was supposed to be doing.
She barely ever does it anyway.
People are such douchebags. Myself included.
That's true.
People do kind of like her. I think they don't feel they don't feel bad for her because she's not in a terrible situation, but she's put somewhere that she didn't sign up for. Like this was not her goal.
Right.
She didn't marry into a political life.
No.
And, now all of a sudden everybody's watching everything she says. Sorry, she's not a great fucking public speaker.
She barely
that's not what she was supposed to be doing.
She barely ever does it anyway.
Ugh, people are such douchebags. Myself included.
That's true. She just doesn't want kids to get bullied. She wants to give props to the kid who made the buddy bench.
Price troop to try. Fucking Giuliani didn't come out and go, well, yes, Melania did say that she was going to say exactly the same things as Michelle Obama. Oh, that's not what I meant. Shut up, Rudy. Fucking shut up.
Michelle Obama did a great job. She made a great pamphlet, so that's what we were going to use for Melania. That's what she decided to use.
Oh, Rudy.
Thank you, Rudy, for nothing. What are you doing?
Yeah, Rudy really is a boob.
I mean,
I like him, but he's a fucking boob.
He is really not helpful with the entire administration. Do you want to see? Do you want to listen to a little bit of Melania's speech?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. She kept it brief, and there's a couple of times where you could see that she tripped on the word a little bit. I felt bad for her, like she's nervous, and
it's not her spot.
It's not her spot. She's doing the best she can. I don't know.
Yeah. What do we got?
Go on now.
FLOTUS,
first lady.
one.
Yeah.
First Lady of the United States.
In my time as First Lady of the United States, I will make every effort to be best at championing the many successful well-being programs in existence today and teach the tools and skills for emotional, social, and psychical well-being. I will also work to shine a spotlight on the people, organizations, and programs across the country that are helping children overcome the many issues they're facing as they grow up. I will continue speaking with leaders in the technology industry about children's online habits and raising awareness around the importance of positive behaviors.
It is tough for her to get behind the cyberbullying thing when, she is married. The president is a bit of a cyberbully.
Well, he's
also her son-in-law is also, or not son-in-law, what is it, her stepson?
Who's her stepson?
Don Jr.?
It's her brother-in-law.
Yeah. Don Jr.'s
son-in-law. Sorry, you're right. Son-in-law. Sorry, you're right.
Son-in-law. Yeah, it's not a brother-in-law.
Yeah, you're right.
Kind of a cyberbully.
That's cyberbullies, though. They just talk shit to people who they think.
You think Trump's a cyberbully?
No. What is a cyberbully? Got to talk shit? No, a cyberbully is if you're fucking picking on a kid or you're picking on some weak. If you're just bashing somebody that talks shit. No, a cyberbully is if you're fucking picking on a kid or you're picking on some weak. If you're just bashing somebody.
So if Trump started putting out tweets about the backpack kid who does that weird dance, then that's cyberbullying.
No, but the idea of cyberbullying is everybody piling up on somebody weak.
Right.
Or bashing somebody is not, the word cyberbullying gets thrown around. I think look, high school students, people who are particularly vulnerable. Trump just shit-talking other politicians and bashing celebrities.
Public figures.
No, I've never been cyberbullied once in my life. I've had a lot of people talk shit to me.
Right.
I've had a lot of people say shit I didn't like. No one has once cyberbullied me. I've said people just said shit I didn't like.
I get cyberbullied.
I know you do because you're a young girl.
When you say cyberbullying is somebody that doesn't let themselves be known, they're bullying behind the idea of...
No, that's just cowardly cyberbullying. you can be known and be a cyberbully.
Yeah, it's I don't think anonymity is...
no.
I think it pops up a lot. It's definitely, you're right, it's a more cowardly way to do it, but...
Yeah, I look at mostly teenagers and kids as victims of cyberbullying. Other kids, hey, you're a fucking fat pig, or you're an ugly, like a bunch of them teaming up on some other high school. I think that's cyberbullying, where you can't get away from it. You go home and on Facebook they're attacking you, they're shit talking you on Twitter and on fucking Instagram. Like that to me is cyberbullying. But
it really does get annoying listening to adults, full-grown adults have conversations about how they deal with internet haters.
Yeah,
just don't. What are you talking about? You're just turn off the internet. Don't look at your Twitter for a second.
Yeah, it sucks. You don't have to like it.
Yeah.
Or when this is the greatest. When someone bashes you.
Yeah.
And then you bash them back, and the fans start bashing them back, and he's sick. There's fans on me. You fucking bitch. You want to pipe in the public,
right?
Say something in public, and then cry when somebody responds to you,
right?
And fans go after.
It really is amazing. You want to criticize a public figure in a public way, And then when that public figure makes you a public figure by shining a light on what you wrote
publicly,
suddenly you're a victim.
Yeah, it's the perfect rigged game.
Yeah, there's no winning.
It's the perfect rigged game to talk shit. It literally, it's the equivalent of fucking yelling out your screen door in your house. And then as soon as somebody walks up and goes, what? You close the door. I didn't say that.
Right, exactly.
Fucking pussy, shut
Hey,
up.
are you coming to my house? Like, yeah, you've been yelling out your screen door this whole time.
But yeah, cyberbullying for kids is, I think that's
A
where
thing.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Of course.
Because if you're a fucking, at first I didn't believe that, I would just turn it off. But like, hey, if you're 15 or 14, you're getting shit at school, and then you go home and on Facebook they're attacking.
Exactly.
You can't get away from it.
I think you do have to teach kids that social media is not the end all be all.
Right.
But that's also way easier said than done.
But we could get away from it. Like, I'd go
Of
home.
course.
I wasn't a dick sucker all day. The kids would hit
What?
me and call, well, whatever. Kids talk shit when you're in Edison, New Jersey.
That got real quick, huh?
But,
but you
can
can't-
get away from it. You didn't turn your computer on.
Plus, when you're like,
Call you a little faggot.
what?
I'm just saying.
You're right, man.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Feel great, actually.
I'm happy to
Hungry.
Right.
Wouldn't mind some eggs.
Probably a couple eggs and a sausage.
Yeah, but side by side, not one in between the others. I don't want the sausage in between the eggs.
Oh, okay, good.
Absolutely.
Good.
Especially if there's buns next to it. Certainly don't.
Yeah, I think that kids don't really realize that it's not the end all be all. That just because you're seeing this thing on your screen in front of you and everybody's like, fuck you, that once you're away from your screen, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know that when you're a kid.
Yeah.
So that's why it's
It's hard as an adult sometimes. Like, it annoys all of us. You can't pretend it never is annoying. Sometimes you're like, who cares? And other times you're like,
Yeah, no, it is annoying. You just have to be disciplined enough to not just be aware that that's not reality.
Yeah, because I have less respect for the people who hide anonymity, but even people who give their names are still irritating. It's still like, oh, shut up.
Right.
Fucking douche.
Stupid name.
Quiet. We hear the rest of the speech?
Found the importance of positive behaviors. I will continue to work with those who are fighting drug addiction. And most importantly, I will continue to travel and speak to children directly about both their victories and difficult realities they face.
Okay.
My hope is that
You know what?
together-
I will say this, though. When you're a kid, it's difficult to get advice on bullying from, like, the hottest chick in the world.
It is.
Melania didn't get a lot bullied very much growing up.
No, but everybody knows she has a kid, and there was a video released about her son.
No,
I'm not
saying
she was
she's-
fiercely mad. So I guess that's why, like,
I'm not saying she's never dealt with anything, but when you see, like, this, like, model going, we all know bullying is tough. It's like, no, you have no idea how tough bullying is.
She's getting it now, though.
But you know what?
That's
Yeah,
true.
she certainly
Making up for
is.
it.
She's making up
certainly
for
is.
lost time.
Do you think that she ever in her life planned on being in a situation where, like, she was married to somebody who was that hated or that criticized or that, like, and people bashing her? She says something and they're like, oh, look at her accent.
At no point, the feedback that she got, she must have been so shell-shocked after she gave Michelle Obama a speech at the RNC. So shell-shocked because there's no way she could have ever expected in her life to be in a position where her words are getting that kind of response. That's why she doesn't speak publicly very often. I
wonder if did she admire Michelle Obama and just take some of that, or did some speechwriter fuck her by doing that?
They found out it was a speechwriter.
I think
It was, right?
Speechwriter fucking her, yeah.
Was this a
Yeah, she didn't
speechwriter?
write it.
Was it a speechwriter who was being lazy, or someone who was actually trying to make her look bad?
My own personal theory, I say lazy. I mean, it could have been somebody trying to make her look bad, but I just feel like
How do you take a Michelle Obama speech and not know it as a speechwriter?
I just think it's a lazy person that kind of just twisted the spirit of Michelle Obama's speech. Probably somebody in a meeting said, "We want this to be as good as Michelle Obama's speech was."
Yeah.
The low-level writer who puts it together was probably looked at Michelle Obama's speech, drew his work wasn't properly checked, and then it just went right through to Melania. I bet something like that, I bet is how it happened.
Somebody probably said, we need a first lady style
Yeah.
speech. And this guy Googled first lady speech.
Exactly. He's probably a new speechwriter.
Copy paste.
How do you give a new speechwriter the first lady? Like, how do you give that?
That's why I think that there's also levels of his work not being checked right.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's probably like he's assigned to actually write it, and then the other people,
He came forward to apologize. I didn't know that.
I bet, yeah, they're probably, all right, this is the guy. we can blame it on.
I did not think you would catch me.
He was actually a longtime friend of the Trump family, so he didn't try to screw her.
No.
He did not. Her name is Meredith MacGyver said she's submitting the resignation Tuesday, but the Trumps rejected it.
That's right. I remember that story, actually. Everybody makes a mistake.
Melania has always liked Michelle Obama.
Clearly.
Over the phone, she read me some passages from Michelle, her speech as example. I wrote them down, later included some of them. She might just be taking the bullet for her, too. Like, it might be a combination of things, but that might have been more Melania just saying, hey, I like these things, put them in, and then the other woman going, oh, all right, I'll take the hit here.
Or maybe she was like just really trying to impress her, and she's like, well, if she likes that speech, I'm going to give her a lot.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
But then when she said, it's like, back at our time in Chicago, they should have found that was not right. Melania should have said that.
Yeah, either way, she's taking the bullet for somebody. There's no way one person is responsible for it.
No, I've watched on Designated Survivor, they alter speeches all the time. It's a whole
Exactly.
staff of people.
Exactly. And they only have half the people in the government anymore because they all blew up.
Yeah.
That's why
Kiefer reads the speech and America's inspired again.
That's why Keith Sullivan gets to be the president.
Kiefer Sullivan?
It's not. It's pronounced.
I think it's how it's pronounced.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Rob's having a good time in there.
So, yeah. All right, did we finish the speech or no? Let's just finish. Only like 30 seconds left, not even.
We can be best at helping children and families find effective ways to educate themselves and support each other. I'm asking you all to join me in providing support and guidance to our children so that we can make a real difference. How we raise and educate our children on a variety of topics will provide the blueprint for the next generation. Together, let's encourage children to dream big, think big, and do all they can to be best in everything they do. Thank you all for being here today.
Be your best.
God
Be their
bless you.
best.
It's be your best.
Your best.
It needs, as Travis so eloquently put it, an article.
An article.
Yeah.
Be best.
Be best doesn't mean
Just
anything.
change that.
You have to.
The spirit's nice. Just fucking change it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Be your best.
It's a wonderful thing to do. People should try to be their best all the time.
I'm my best every day.
Seriously?
That's right.
Wow. That's
Thank you, buddy.
a low
Thank
bar.
you.
That is.
I'm my best.
That's
You ever hear that song, The Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I referenced it earlier.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, excuse me. I didn't hear you. Jesus Christ.
Stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
By the way, I texted Jim because somebody spilled the beans on what that clip is. And oh my, like I had to gleefully, like I was smiling so much. That clip is Uncle Junior getting pissed at his girlfriend because Tony found out that he likes to go down on
He's
her.
pussy, yeah.
Do you feel silly for not even recognizing the voice?
I did.
And you were so close that he was Paulie
I thought it was
Walnuts,
Paulie
Sopranos
Walnuts.
rookie.
Yeah.
Who's that, Meadow? And the thing, that scene is so great because he comes in and he wants to punch her in the face because she's humiliated him. But he likes her, so he takes a lemon meringue pie and he mushes it in her face. And then she's standing there with pie in her face. And he goes, you stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt.
But he's sad because he doesn't want it to end, but it has to.
And he walks out and he's like, ah. And you feel so sad for her. Like, it's a really funny and sad scene because she's like, Corrado! It's a great scene.
Just amazing, too. That's what made that show so brilliant. We talked about it a million times, but those little bits of, like, has nothing to do with the mafia, has nothing to do with crime, just the inner drama of a guy who's pissed.
Did she ever come back in the series or no?
No.
That was really the end of
That
her?
was it.
I thought that they showed them again, no?
I think that was it.
They showed them, because they show the whole episode he's away with her.
Yeah.
Laying there.
He
Goes
loves
down
going
on
down
her.
on loves going down on her.
Stupid fucking blabbermouth. He had the best lines. Dominic Cini's, they gave him your sister's cunt when he fell in the shower.
His sister's cunt.
Oh, I need that like I need a case of the crabs. He had the fucking funniest line. I was watching on some Uncle Junior loop, watching Uncle Junior on the second. Oh, God, was he hilarious.
When you go on those loops of characters, a lot. I mean, Paulie had some great lines. Who had is little tiny Anthony in there? Oh,
No, he's getting the food.
He's coming down the hall and I see him.
He's got one character who had, ask Anthony when he gets in here what his favorite Sopranos line is, because it goes right along with what we're talking about. Just tell him to come right in.
He's coming in right now
Yeah.
with his little suit. He looks like a toddler who's died. A dead toddler.
Toddler's funeral suit.
Yeah. Those dumb little sneakers.
Tell him to come in. Because he's probably getting everything...
yeah, he is. He's
getting everything together.
Organizing out there.
Yeah.
I just sent Troy the lemon meringue pie scene.
Oh, God.
Anthony.
If you want to watch it.
I bet I do.
What's your favorite... go over to the microphone. What's your favorite line from The Sopranos?
Don't yell. Here, hold on. Jab. Which one are you going to?
He's like, I'm going to this one.
Okay. Bet I do.
What's your favorite... go over to the microphone. What's your favorite line from The Sopranos?
Don't yell. Here, hold on. Jab. Which one are you going to?
He's like, I'm going to this one.
Okay.
Veal Parmesan sandwich, fuck you, is my favorite Sopranos line.
I just saw it. Richie Aprile said that to the guy. Yeah.
Richie Aprile is his favorite.
Richie Aprile to me is one of the greatest movie and TV characters of all time.
Veal Parmesan sandwich, fuck you.
I'll be back every Saturday, partner.
that fuck you was so... Yeah, that is a great moment.
It's my I've never, it's the only I could just laugh nonstop.
I didn't like the way they got rid of him, though. There's a few things The Sopranos did that I thought, yeah, there's times where they're just trying to show you that life gets in the way, and it's not always a mob hit. But then there was a couple of times they did things that you're like, come on. Like the one guy dies on the toilet, so he gets made a captain, and then this
That was a little convenient, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then the money falling off the truck was a little... And then, you know, the way Carmine, they're about to hit Carmine, but he has a heart attack. There's a couple of times, it was too many times of life getting in the way. Watch this, where he brings a meringue pie. She's waiting for him at the office.
Bobby Sanfilippo.
Corrado.
Oh, no.
I was worried. You usually call me when you're this late. I bought us some barbecued chicken, some salad, and some lemon meringue pie.
Oh, that's a mistake.
But I got so hungry, I had a piece.
Did I tell you to keep your mouth shut?
What?
Did I tell you to keep your goddamn mouth shut?
No, Corrado, don't hit me!
They do. Thank you all for being here today.
Be your best.
God
Be their
bless
best.
you.
It's be your best.
Be your best.
It needs, as Travis so eloquently put it, an article.
An article.
Yeah.
Be best.
Be best doesn't mean
Just
anything.
change that.
You have to.
The spirit's nice. Just fucking change it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Be your best.
It's a wonderful thing to do. People should try to be their best all the time.
I'm my best every day.
Seriously?
That's right.
Wow.
Thank you, buddy.
A low
Thank
bar.
you.
That is.
I'm my best. You ever hear that song, The Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I referenced it earlier.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, excuse me. I didn't hear you. Jesus.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
By the way, I texted Jim because somebody spilled the beans on what that clip is. And oh my, like I had to gleefully, like I was smiling so much. That clip is Uncle Junior getting pissed at his girlfriend because Tony found out that he likes to go down on her.
He's pussy, yeah.
Do you feel silly for not even recognizing the voice?
I did.
And you were so close. I think it was Paulie Walnuts, Sopranos
Walnuts.
rookie.
Yeah.
Who's that, Meadow? And the thing, that scene is so great because he comes in and he wants to punch her in the face because she's humiliated him. But he likes her, so he takes a lemon meringue pie and he mushes it in her face. And then she's standing there with pie in her face. And he goes, you stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt.
But he's sad because he doesn't want it to end, but it has to.
And he walks out and he's like, ah. And you feel so sad for her. Like, it's a really funny and sad scene because she's like, Corrado! It's a great scene.
Just amazing, too. That's what made that show so brilliant. We talked about it a million times, but those little bits of, like, has nothing to do with the mafia, has nothing to do with crime, just the inner drama of a guy who's pissed.
Did she ever come back in the series or no?
No.
That was really the end of her?
That was it.
I thought that they showed them again, no?
I think that was it.
They showed them, because they show the whole episode, he's away with her.
Yeah.
Laying there.
He
Goes
loves
down
going
on
down
her.
loves going down on her.
Stupid fucking blabbermouth. He had the best lines. Dominic Cini's, they gave him your sister's cunt when he fell in the shower.
Your sister's cunt.
Oh, I need that like I need a case of the crabs. He had the fucking funniest line. I was watching on some Uncle Junior loop, watching Uncle Junior on the...
Have you...
Probably.
Hey. What's the name of Chip's new song?
Oh, come on.
I can't yet. I'll tell you, but it's taped. hasn't been recorded yet.
Of course, you're gonna record a song for Chip.
Sure. Yeah, I think we should.
We? Who's we?
We have people coming in. We can't talk about it now.
We.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah.
There's no we.
Sure there is.
I'm not involved.
No, you're not.
Good.
No.
Who's the we?
The we is somebody who's not being named yet. Hello, Rose.
Hi.
Hey, Rose.
Hey, Pat. What's up, Sid?
What am I?
There you go.
Hi, Josh. Pat, come sit up. Pat. Yeah.
Welcome back.
We gotta have Pat Barry here.
Pat Barry's coming up. You're now. Is there? We were actually just talking about this during the break. Is there any competition between you two? Is it difficult when like it's a husband and wife, and right now, you know, the wife is a title holder. You guys both do or have done the same thing.
I think competition makes us stronger. Yeah.
Competition in a good way.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's no jealousy. Like when comedians date, there's always that one thing where you're kind of happy for each other, but then there's that whole like...
Right, like which one of us is really popping off right now?
Yeah. And then there's a bit, gets a bit competitive.
Yeah.
No, there's not. Nope. Rose is the shit.
You don't care.
You're just happy
He
to
gets
be
to
here.
sit down and just watch me do stuff all day. So
Yeah.
So you have to
That's
bring
the healthiest way to do it, right? To just realize, like, no, I mean...
he gets to yell at me and just say, faster, harder.
That's what women usually yell at me, and I can't do it. Like I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry. Striking out. Yeah, it's terrible.
Makes you go soft quick.
Oh, boy, does it. If a woman yells faster, I'm like, you're with the wrong guy. You need to find an alpha.
You just lose all confidence. I thought that was pretty fast.
Yeah, what do you mean? It's as fast as I can go. My back hurts. I get real defensive.
That's what I be saying too.
My aunt died. I come up with excuses. So yeah, it's kind of healthy to not have it, I guess, because with comics, but the difference is with fighters, like you know, you're fighting and you're not fighting anymore. So it's like it's kind of hard to, you know, if you're not actively fighting, it's, you know,
you're not feeling competitive about it.
No, it's terrible. It's awful. I want to. People ask me all the time if I'm ever going to fight again. The answer is always going to be yes, as soon as possible. But
do you miss it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do
every day.
What do you miss about it?
Just all of it. Just the whole the competition, the game of fighting. The game of fighting is the part that you miss the most. Is standing in that arena. Did you see the last fight?
Yeah.
It's just standing in that arena, walking out to that arena, to a UFC fight, whether you're the main event or you're the first fight of the night. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I fought everywhere, man. There's nothing like walking out to a UFC fight and being in that arena, being in that octagon, matched up with somebody else. There's nothing.
Having your name across the whole arena.
So you actually do look up and take it in a little bit?
Sometimes. There's certain fights where I do, and there's certain fights where I don't. I wish I could have gone back to the first, you know, when I got the title, really just take it in for a second, but they rushed us out of there real quick.
Oh, you want to just kind of stand there and soak it in?
I mean, well, at the time, no, because I was just like, what just happened? Like, I described it as I felt like I robbed a bank almost at that night. And I just wanted to get home just because the whole week in the build-up was crazy. But, you know, looking back on it, when GSP won the title that night, he was just kind of like in the ring, just like, you know, I think just the experience and, you know, being away from the sport for so long that, you know, coming back, maybe he knew to take it in a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
And
We didn't soak it in at all.
No.
As soon as the punch landed the first fight, everybody kind of checked out like,
yeah.
we just all checked out.
You were a little stunned at what happened, so you didn't kind of
So
stand
we just
there and
wanted to
enjoy
go
it.
inside and shut the blinds and
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, look, what are you going to do? I mean, if you would have stood there an extra minute, okay, but, you know, you went back, you did it again, and you enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah.
People who enjoy it too much might not do it again and again, you know, because they're just enjoying the moment too much. So you had to win again to enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You have to carry the belt everywhere with you now. That's probably the one annoying
It's
thing.
not a belt, it's a championship.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, they pin the belt on you. That's what, or they tag. They don't pin the belt on you like it's your fucking mittens. What a non-fighting idiot! Don't they pin the belt on you?
Do they tape your address to the back of it?
Yes, they do. In case you lose it.
Yeah.
We actually thought about having like some suspenders on the belt and just like wearing it as an actual belt. You're like, what?
Have you actually put it on and just walked around and looked at yourself in it, or do you just kind of hold it?
Sometimes, yeah, at home, if I'm like, you know, if I'm feeling myself, I'll just like be cleaning the house and I'll be like, you know, I'm gonna take the belt out. No, but yeah, we usually, but most of the time it just stays in the closet.
It does.
Yeah.
So your visibility is really high now. Is it?
Yeah.
It's very different from where you were, like say a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Is it comfortable for you?
Yeah, because I think the way that I carry myself, I think I try and stay as regular as possible. So, people don't, people treat me regular as much as possible. I mean, I think that a lot of people have been overall very respectful. There has been a few people where it's like, okay, I'm just trying to like sit in my backyard, man. Like, like that's super inappropriate. But like,
wait, what do they do in your backyard?
They have people drive by and stop their cars in the middle of the street and run over. They people have been knocking on the door.
That's happened a couple
now.
times.
Like,
yeah.
People know where we live.
And what do they say?
Holy shit! Is it you?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
is it really
no,
you?
it's someone else.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. This is what they always say. Hey, man, I don't mean to bother you.
And it's like, you didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, they a lot of people say, I don't mean to, and then they wind up doing it.
But you meant to, though. Yep. You thought about it. No, but yeah, no. Like if I usually sometimes I'll like run to the gym, and people like stop on the street or like they'll honk their horn and they'll be like, Doug Rose or Champ, like that's cool. Like if you just quick say public, something, sure. Like that's cool. But like, man, if I'm just trying to enjoy myself, like that's kind of a little
knocking on the door is a little. That's a lot.
Knocking at someone's door is psychotic.
Yeah,
because you have to Google map it. I didn't mean to bother you, but I put this in my GPS. Of course you did.
I hope this isn't weird, but I found your address and I'm on your doorstep now. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't just look up on a champion's house. You know where you're going.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very invasive.
Yeah, but other than that, it's been great.
It has been.
It's been great because no one's been. I don't know. Rose is a believer that if you put your sunglasses on and you try to get everyone to stay away from you, that's why people start running towards you and just screaming nonstop.
Right.
By being just Rose and carrying yourself in a normal, just regular way, people they're being very respectful. Like so, when we do walk in places, you can hear the mic drop, but no one's running over. Like people are just like, that's the champ right there. Holy shit.
Is the pressure different? Like now that there's more expectations on you when you step into the octagon, like people expect, and more people have higher expectations of you, and that goes along with being the champion. Like, do you feel that, or can you block that out?
I feel it, but I don't let it penetrate my bubble, because first off, I try not to even expect anything myself, because I feel like that just sets you up for disappointment in general in life. So you shouldn't expect nothing. But also other people's expectations on you, man, that's even like, double worse, because it's just, people usually what other people think isn't, they don't walk in your shoes, so it's probably off or it's probably wrong. So I try and just concern myself with what I think and keep it to that. And then I do feel that there's more things that can distract you. More the higher up you climb, there's more pitfalls and traps and things that you're like, damn, why was I even wasting my time thinking about this? Like you kind of catch yourself in little sneaky traps. And
what's a trap? What would you consider a trap, or something that you didn't see coming?
Well, for example,
wearing your sunglasses at night.
Yeah, that's a good one. Definitely, managing your money well, that's an important one. But then also like just little things like getting distracted. Like one of the first things that I learned about this last training camp in the beginning of it, there's little ego, like your ego is bigger just because of what you've accomplished, but then you step into the real world and it's like sometimes it don't always translate, and so you kind of just set yourself up, like your ego distracts you and pulls you into like dumb things that you shouldn't get pulled into.
Talking about the ego, this last training camp started off, we had almost forgotten about this. Like this last training camp started off with Rose not feeling too confident in herself, so we spent the first few weeks telling her about how she's the best at everything and recording every practice and letting her see every practice, and you're so good at everything. Then it went from not feeling so confident to almost feeling overconfident. Like, yeah, man, I'm the best in the world. So we had to shut that down. Like 3 weeks into it, we're like, okay, no more complimenting Rose, no more telling her that she's the best in the world.
You didn't tell her this, though. You just talked among each other.
The three coaches that we all did that. So it kind of like, it went from
build her up, I don't know about this.
Build her up, and then kind of like just leave it. Like, let's not tell her how that she's the best. Let's not compliment so much. Well, that went on, and it got like right around to like maybe 2 weeks before the fight, and Rose was feeling very negative, and we totally forgot that we made it a point to make her feel very negative. Like, why is she walking around feeling like this? And then Tony remembered. He's like, oh, wait a minute. That was the plan, was to break her down. And we totally forgot that we didn't break. So we spent like 6 weeks going, man, you're never gonna make it.
But yeah, one of the first little distractions that my ego almost pulled me into, I was doing like laps in there's like this big long grassy field in our, behind our house or whatever. So I was doing laps and like doing sprints or whatever in the grass. And there's a school back there, and there's, kids were at recess. So I don't think that like the kids had no idea what I was doing. And they were kind of like, I felt like they was making fun of me. Like, look at her, how she's running or something, like kind of mocking me. Or I was like, ugh. And I just like started getting distracted by it. And it's like, why am I even concerned with these stupid kids? Yeah, they don't, of course, they just make fun of anybody that's like not in school. So anyway, but yeah, it's just like little stuff like that. It's like, man, little do they know that I'm the champion of the world.
Isn't it weird though how that school shit just being made fun of by a bunch of little dickheads?
It'll kill you.
You should have seen how hard she was running. It's like, hey, why are you running so hard?
It's trying to impress the kids.
I
need them to believe I'm the champ. They need to believe I'm the champ.
But meanwhile, none of that matters. So just go, nice shoes, Dick. And it doesn't mean you can't win.
That's their nature, right? Yeah.
That's crazy though about the training camps that there's that much psychology involved that you guys become like.
And that was one of the first lessons. So like, and there's like little lessons that are being learned throughout the entire training camp. And so I write it on the board, like if I, take a lesson. So one of the first things was ego as a distraction will pull you into dumb shit, So, and then it was for real, like just the entire training camp. There was little things like that. Like I'm trying to think of another scenario. I wish somebody would have like recorded this, but remember on the plane? That was pretty bad. So it was almost a reminder to like bring me back to, like to humble myself before I got to the fight. Cause I don't know, I was feeling pretty like okay about myself, and I got on the plane, and I don't know, like you tell the story pretty like better, but
which one, the guy?
No. When they were about to announce, like I thought they were talking about me.
We're getting on the plane, and we're in row 27C or something like that, right? So we're walking and we're waiting halfway down the plane. I'm already sitting down. Rose is still standing there, and the announcement come on. Lady says, "All right, we've closed the cabin door, yada yada, this and that." In the back, I'd just like to let everyone know, in the back of the plane, we've got, and she said, just like, in the back of the plane, we've got Rose.
And so I'm like, well, she must be trying to pronounce my last name or something.
Rose turns around, she went, yes, yes, it's me.
Waving.
She says, what she says was, she's like, we've got Rose and Kevin serviced you in the back of the plane.
Oh, no. And you waved?
Yes, said, hello, everyone. Thank you. Yes, I know.
Oh, no.
No pictures, please. No pictures, please.
That's when you guys are going like, okay, we got to break her down again before this.
We were on the plane we're on the way to New York, man. She was like, in the back of the plane, we've got Rose, and she froze for like 30
I was like, at first I took a second, like, well, she must be talking about me. Everybody does that when they try to say my last name.
But Rose put her head, she went, yes.
Shut up.
We've got Rose and Kevin serving you in the back of the plane. And we went,
Hey, we've got Rose. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, sorry.
Is there anything better than fake humility when it's unwarranted? You don't need. This isn't about you.
And the flight attendants are probably like, why the fuck is that lady waving at everybody? She's going to be a problem.
I'll take pictures after the fight. Sorry, I'm trying very hard.
And this is on the way to the fight, so I'm like, dang.
That was on your way to New York? Oh, for the actual fight with the
actual fight.
That mental preparation is just insane. I love that you guys forgot. You've broken her down mentally.
We had a straight team meeting. We had a complete team meeting about why is Rose feeling so negative? Like, why is, this is not turning on. Like, what is going on with her? And Tony Rain was like, oh yeah, we're supposed to make her feel bad. Like that was Trevor and I both paused and we couldn't figure out what. Oh yeah, the game plan was to build her up, but then we build her up way too much, so we had to break her down a little bit.
To get her to work again, yeah.
Just something. Just because when it comes to Rose, it's always mental. It's nothing. It's not the physical is always going to be there, but it's always a mental training camp and. Yeah, we dropped.
You had to try to keep it even. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have the potential to be the best. That was good. That was good. That's not enough. That was good doesn't feel good enough, right? That was the best.
But it's just so funny. Like you trust your mental state. You're like, I'm gonna put it in your hands, and you're like, yeah, my bad. I forgot. We had you walking around like.
Yes. That's a delicate issue, man. You
I
can't
apologize.
Just be forgetting.
Yeah, we fucked with your brain. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I clapped and yelled. That was average. That was average.
Yeah, we didn't mean to fuck with your brain like that.
But I can't handle compliments. Like I don't like when people like I
But you're not the best.
That's an excellent point. That's probably why. But it would like if I was fighting and someone was yelling, you do this, you're the best. I would be like, I'm not. I'm not. I don't handle compliments well. How do you how do you handle that? Like, are you comfortable with people telling you the best? I hate being told.
Well, she's got a big gold shiny thing that says that she actually is the best.
Right.
That is a good point. She has one.
I think the difference between this last fight and the one before that is that I had, like you said, I have the proof right here. Like I don't need to, tell myself so many times in order to just believe it, and this kind of like, but is it real? Kind of thing. The first title fight was like that. I had to just keep saying it until it became a reality. But this time is right here. So I don't, and that was the fear of just being like, not having to earn that confidence. I felt like, I already got it. So, but I have to not forget that I have to keep earning it and I have to keep, and
maintaining it. Yeah. Has that are you able to kind of process that and be like, I'm the champ and I deserve to be the champ? Or are you sitting there questioning I don't know, but I haven't fought this person under these circumstances, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think every fight is a different fight, and it's always up for grabs. So every time you step in that cage is 50-50, anything can happen.
And now the target's on your back. For a long time you're chasing something, but now when you have it, everyone is gunning for you. That would destroy me.
It would.
Oh my God, that would fuck me up so badly.
Especially because I'm such an introvert. It's weird. It's definitely
It went from you could see Rose asking herself, is she the best, and questioning herself. Even after the first fight, it was still just the question of, am I the best? Am I the best? And then after the second fight, it's turned into, nope, I'm the best. She's the best there is, and she knows it. She's the best there is. Now it's up to us to convince her she's not the best, and that she has to go and earn the belt again. We'll write it on the board this time that's the game plan. We should put a time limit on when we should stop telling you that you're the best.
On this day.
But then you got to set an iPhone reminder when you got to start telling her again, because otherwise.
Yeah, you'll just see, Rose is best. Hey, you're the best. Really? Yes, it changed. All of a sudden you are. Did you guys go away after you won? Did you do anything fun? Go on vacation, or did you go anywhere?
We gardened. We planted our garden. That was cool.
We haven't vacationed.
Yeah, not yet.
No,
not
why
yet.
Not? Are you waiting for something, or you haven't found it? You guys
there's I just feel like right after the fight, there's so much physically and mentally, emotionally, everything happening, and then you just need a second to process it. Plus, we just like being home anyways, because I don't know, taking away, I feel like vacation, you have to take a vacation after a vacation because you just spent all this energy going somewhere else that's not your place. And then, you know what I mean? And we've seen so many cool places that the best place is home.
Yeah.
Do you like doing the garden?
Yes, man. Yes. Up until we started doing this one, no, of course not. I don't want to go outside. No.
I loved it the whole time, but my whole life.
Man, we've been in dirt with worms and planting stuff lately. We've built a raised garden bed that we've got a bunch of different things in right now, and it's been.
Yeah,
it's that's what we're looking forward to most about even being here in New York. Is we go home tomorrow and today and tomorrow we get back into it.
Rose, I wanted to ask you too. Do you not like being in New York? I know you said you were tempted when were you on the bus when Conor did what he did?
Mm-hmm.
Did it mess you up mentally where you thought you might not fight? How did that affect you?
I mean, you could just kind of tell by my performance. Everything that I said after in the press conference is kind of that was my feelings on the issue, and it just sucks because that's the question that's always going to be asked, especially throughout the day, and it's look what I did.
Here's why I thought of it, because you said you were getting in and out of New York. We're going home tonight. I'm wondering, do you not like being in New York?
I think it's man, every time I come
being
here
away from home.
Yes.
So it's anywhere you are.
Yeah, anywhere I am, but Definitely, New York is probably, I say, is there. There's better. You know, I think I like the Vegas is probably my favorite big city, but New York, I think every time I come here, it's super inspirational just because of how the city is even functions. Like every time I come here, I'm like, how does this place even work? But it feels
easy. It feels easy to kind of get mixed up and lost here. Like even living here, you're like, no one gives a fuck about me. It's like it's just a place where I can fall into a sewer. No one cares.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in here. I think every time that I fought here, it's always been, it's definitely like the perfect place to make a great story. So there's a lot of things to appreciate about it. But at the same time, it's also something that, you know, I was born in Milwaukee and it's just like a big, you know, city. And it's definitely not as big as this. And it's a big concrete jungle. And so I kind of long and yearn for the outdoors and stuff like that. So it's definitely not my natural, I guess, my place that I want to be, but at the same time, I also have a great appreciation for it, and there's a lot to be learned, and this is a great place. And one of the things I love about New York is that it just has the feeling of there's always a great story to be told here.
Yeah, Pat. Yeah. When a disruption on that level happens, like right before a fight, do you, as like not only a partner but a trainer, like do you sit there and be like, okay, I see what's happening here. It's my job to get Rose back into the mental state that she has to be, because this is a severe disruption for any athlete.
Instantly. That's whenever we go anywhere for a fight, anytime some incident happens, that's the first thing that comes to mind is, all right, how are we going to get Rose? How are we going to, okay, what's the move now? Because as soon as that happened, of course, it was instantly, we're leaving tonight.
Right.
Like instantly. It was when you know, just as it was going on, that's the thought that was in my head was, this is ridiculous. How, like, not, this is here, we made it here and now this, like, so it's automatically into, it, like I said, it's the mental side with Rose. That's always the part that we're working on. So of course, as soon as that happened, it's not just Rose. It's, I wanted to leave.
Sure,
I don't want to be here either. Like this isn't the kind of party that I showed up for.
Right.
You know. So that's. And
then you have to. I'm sure you start questioning the organization as a whole. Like, how can you allow this to happen to us? Right.
Well, I mean, there's a million different fingers that you can point in every different direction, but we take responsibility for that right there and there for ourselves and what we have to do. Like we're here for a mission. Of course, everything in the world, everything in the world is going to try to distract Rose is going to try to distract us as a team from the mission at hand. And it's one of those. Like, the more you go down this way and the more things try to stop you, the more you know that that's the direction you're supposed to be going in. Because right before it gets hardest right before you end the level on the game, right?
That's what they said in Batman, the night is the darkest before the dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So after that happens, you guys go back to the hotel. Which one of you is talking the other one down? Do you guys look at each other and go, okay, what are we going to do? Or does somebody else come in and like, how did you guys get yourselves back focused? Because that was right before the fight. I mean, 2 days before the fight.
Well, like
I didn't really sleep. I mean, we didn't really talk much.
We talked a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a mission to accomplish. We're here to do a job, and there's most likely nothing that's going to stop us from accomplishing our mission. And that's what it was. So as soon as it went down, it's like I say, it's always like that. It's always things get their maximum hard right before it's over. Like it gets the maximum toughness right before you break through to the next level. And this was just another, of course this happened. Of course this happened in order to shake Rose up, in order to throw Rose off her game so that she wouldn't be able to accomplish the mission that her whole life has been set out to do, whatever it is. And that's what happened. It happened right there. It's like, okay, we're no longer, this isn't a game. We're in for a fight.
Are you guys still in Milwaukee?
Well, I was going to say it becomes fuel to the fire then.
Yeah.
Right? It becomes like now we're doing it.
As soon as it happened, Rose had more of a reason to get her message out there in the world.
Right.
That as soon as that happened, it said, okay, you know what? You are doing the right thing. You are on the right path, because your message does have to get out there. And of course, evil in the world is going to try to stop Rose from promoting goodness as much as she possibly can.
Do you have people, since you've won and you become higher profile, do you find that people are coming out of the woodwork, like people you haven't seen in 20 years or 15 years, and sometimes people you don't want to see?
There's a little bit of that, but luckily, like I don't really read messages on social media that much. So, but that's where the majority of a lot of that stuff is. So, it's just like I just don't have time for that, man. I'm just
you probably save yourself a lot of headaches because it can be like, oh.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you got to train harder. You got to impress those little kids, right? You don't have time for social media.
Right.
They can't let those kids laugh at you.
It's me sending her messages.
See, it's distractions, man.
It's me commenting on all the videos anyway. You're the best.
You got 10 different accounts. They're all saying nice shit.
Right.
I guess that's got to be part of it, though, right? That's part of the mental training is to get, I mean, social media in this day and age is a huge distraction for you guys, right?
It really is. It's a great tool, but man, and with any tool, it can be misused. And I think that I don't know, just a lot of the content out there. There's so much quantity and not a lot of quality. So that's why it's like, man, it's just hard to and it still traps me. That's another little trap. I'll just be like, damn, what am I doing scrolling again? Delete the app. Like, Instagram is probably the most deleted and uploaded app on my phone.
Oh, you spend too much time. Yeah, it's hard.
Dude, it's like, yeah, it's gonna delete it. Oh, yeah.
So what do you do after you win the championship? Like, what's like now? All the hard work is paid off. We were successful. It's done. Like, how do you celebrate? How do you unwind?
Eat. Eat a lot.
What do you eat?
Shoot, anything well, first off, lots of delivery because we spent the first couple days locked in my bedroom, with super paranoid about everything, like blind shut. We had pizza and delivery sushi.
What were you paranoid about?
Delivery sushi? Well, you really are brave. That's the most frightening thing you've said since you've been here. Delivery sushi.
Delivery sushi.
It's UPS.
Anything that I can get delivered to the house, I'm not going to leave. And
we stayed inside for like 2 weeks, and we just got delivery.
Just because it's all so much all at once, like let me just shut out, or
it's because of hearing tires in the street go, and people put their car in reverse and stopping.
And just of how crazy the week was, it was very I just gotta feel safe for a second.
I mean, while you're inside, there's not many things gonna get thrown at you.
My senses were so heightened for so long, and my adrenaline was taxed double the amount that it should have been. That the next I needed to decompress and seriously just eliminate all possible scenarios that could possibly.
So that adrenaline high is not hours; it's weeks.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we're still on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you don't some depending on the fight. Some fights it's worse and sometimes it's better. Certain fights. After the first fight with Joanna, I didn't sleep for probably a few days. Man, maybe 3 or 4 days. I barely slept.
We just got over the knockout. We're last week. So we're on to the new fight now.
Yeah.
Well, are you easily distracted? Is your mental state when you feel right kind of fragile? Like this can throw me or that can throw me?
When I'm right, no, nothing can. Like I'm in my bubble. I barely even see anybody, But this last one, I felt like I saw everybody. I was totally on manual and totally not on autopilot. That's why I feel like sometimes it was on autopilot and you kind of just switch back and forth between the two gears, but almost the entire, the majority of the fight was done manually and making decisions consciously.
Is that bad or good?
That's bad. Yeah. It's very difficult. I mean, imagine. Yeah, I guess. Why would you say?
Well, it's bad and good. It's bad because, of course, you want a fight to be on autopilot, like the first fight where she was just zoned out completely. But then at the same time, it's also good to not be on autopilot, to know that you can manually go
it's
through
just a lot harder. That's all.
A fist fight. The first fight, she was on another level. No one in the world would have been able to touch her that night. The second fight, she was very conscious the entire time. I mean, the UFC actually has.
Do you know when that's happening? Just watching her.
Yeah.
I know that's.
I even told him before, in the locker room, I was like, it's not turning on.
The UFC has that on camera.
And he was like, "Oh, girl, don't
worry
shut
about
up.
That. Don't worry.
The autopilot isn't turning on. What do you do to turn it on?
There's no. It happens
when your training is right. When everything, I don't know. It's just
sometimes it happens. Most times it happens, and sometimes it just doesn't.
And you have to be like, that's why we got manual. That's why we got manual. Let's go.
You got to work on both.
The entire training camp wasn't autopilot. This was a very tough training camp. Every day was a I don't feel right. Every day throughout the entire training camp was something's just not right. It's not turning off. I don't feel fast. I don't feel strong. It was every day like that. So, like I said, that's what started the building up, and then that's what consisted of the breaking down, and then we get all the UFC has it on film, where she's pacing back and forth, and then she walks up to me and she says, it's not turning on, with the most scared look on her face. It's not turning on.
Has that been released, that footage?
I think
they have it somewhere.
There's one clip where I saw where it was after, where I told Trevor that it wasn't turning on, man, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it, like he hugged me or whatever. But the one that you were talking about, I haven't seen that footage.
I thought I saw that.
That
clip,
was before.
but I didn't see it. But she says it's not turning on, and have the look of, I mean, just I have to step out of the coach's role for a split second, and because it's very emotional for me.
Sure.
To see Rose knowing that she's about to get into a fight, and just to see the look in her eye, man. I mean, total confidence, but at the same time, something's wrong. Something doesn't feel right. And it was right then and there at that moment that I had to fall into my own zone and say, hey, girl, it ain't turned on the whole training camp. You've been on this entire time. Fuck on, man.
There was like a little bit, like I felt like towards the end of the training camp, that's when it was like
there was moments of it.
It was like vroom, but then like just that I think like after that my adrenaline spiked prior to, and then so it just like that extra little adrenaline that was saving for the fight. It was okay that I'm running on some extra booster gears in the back.
But they don't know it. That's the important thing to remember. Is that I've been times where I'm scared in front of a crowd. It's a different thing. I'm not going to get punched, but I mean I'm scared to perform, and I'm afraid. But they don't know it.
Right.
So a lot of times I have to remember, like, whatever I'm feeling, they don't know it. So they're going to react to me as if I'm feeling confident and great.
Sometimes certain people do know.
Sure.
Certain people, like even Heidi Dean from the UFC, like she's like, she calls it Rose mode, like during fight week, I kind of just get really quiet. I don't talk to nobody, like, because I don't see nobody, like it's just I'm just in my zone. And I don't know if she didn't say anything about Rose mode this time, but I'm wondering if she probably knew that I wasn't in Rose mode.
Everybody was saying it, and you didn't see it. Everybody's saying when you didn't look. Like as you walk through, everybody's like, oh, that's the champ. And as you walk past and weren't looking anymore, they all look over at me like, man, what's going on?
Yes, she's shivering.
Yeah, and it's just and every fight's different, so you can't be like, I don't know. You don't know. You never know for sure until the moment of truth, right? But there's little feelings of like. But there's so many variables that go into it.
When you win a championship fight while you're off, afterwards, are you going like, holy shit, I'm indestructible? Like I can't, and now I know I can't be beat.
But like, yes, it's a very gratifying feeling, but at the same time, it's like, man, I feel like I could have did better though. It's like, it's a double-edged sword, and there's only so many fights where you can do that for, like to have a 5-round war, like, man, that takes a toll on your body and your mind and spirit. So it's like, man, I was, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, basically. It's very gratifying, but at the same time, it's also like, dang, I'm the highest percentage finish like rate in the strawweight division. Like I'm a finisher. Like to not finish a fight, it's like, I don't know. I felt like, damn, that got away from me, like, so at the same time, yes, I'm very grateful for it. I like, it was a huge accomplishment for me, but it's just something about finishing a fight's great too.
You need fights like that. You need fights where everything doesn't necessarily go your way and you have to manually fight this person, because after a while, fighting becomes uninteresting in the middle of a fight. Like you can, man, this is how many more rounds?
At the same time, I don't mean to cut you off, but and then the other there's a lot of things that are very gratifying about it though. Like leading up to the fight, Mike Brown said, we want to see what happens in a 5-round fight, and the true champion wins in a 5-round fight. And that's what happened. So part of me, even like throughout the training camp, I was like, man, I really want to like get a rear naked choke because that's my favorite submission. But at the same time, part of the, hearing them say 5-round fight and real true champion go 5 rounds, all right, I'll go 5 rounds too, whatever, you know.
Is it
so
hard
I
to
stepped
let go?
outside of my set, you know, what's up?
Sorry, when you're choking somebody, rear naked, is it hard to let go? It seems like it'd be so much fun just to choke somebody. I've never done it before. It just seems like it's hard to let go.
No, once you like your whole body is like just like waiting for the tap. Come on, just tap, tap, tap. You know, so when you feel that, but as you're squeezing, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's definitely like one of the most, I'd say is. I don't know. I feel like it's better than a knockout because you feel like it's like the ultimate feeling of control when you've fully dominated somebody. Like if you rear naked choke somebody, they've made so many mistakes prior to, you know.
If you submit somebody, period. Like you can kick someone in the head, knock them out, and everybody thinks that's
Have
the best.
Have you kicked people in the head, knocked them out?
Lots.
Doesn't that feel great?
It does feel great, but like the knowing of mentally, I feel like
it does feel great, and to know that I can but to jump to punch someone in the head and knock them out, they could want to continue fighting, but they just can't because their brains all scrambled. To make someone quit, that's the ultimate.
That's right. That's a conscious decision.
That's the right.
They're like, okay, I'm being fucking strangled. I can't stop this, and they're giving themselves to you. I guess so. Yeah, I choose to give up.
I choose to give up. I'm choosing
like a body
to quit.
shot or a low kick,
shot,
you know.
A low kick finish, a body shot finish, or a submission.
And there's no getting lucky. There's no lucky. You got one strike in and you happen to win this one.
If you tap, you quit. That's just another word. Nobody likes hearing that, but it's the truth. If you lose a fight to a low kick, you quit to low kicks. If you lose a fight to a body shot because you didn't get up, you were conscious the entire time, you chose not to get up. Now, I totally get that getting punched in the stomach sometimes can make you your brain completely
terrible
scramble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you really do think you're dying, but it's still a choice. As long as you're awake, it's still a choice. So rear naked choking someone is way better than high kicking someone because you know that they quit on you. I made you give up.
I made you quit. I guess so. As opposed to an involuntary thing where you went to sleep on the floor.
Right.
Although I'd still take a head kick in the one. I would like.
Physically, I think it's just because like when it happens, you barely even feel it. Like you know, like I don't know, just you don't like it. Man,
you just wake
everything
up.
fires up in your whole body, so it's like that physical feeling. But I think it just happens so fast that you're not really, you know, conscious of for it. Like for me, at least, like when I landed the head kick on Michelle, like I kind of blanked out like the couple seconds prior to it landing. Even though I saw it happen, I didn't feel it happen. So it just kind of, I don't know.
Do you think that the mental stress of this stuff is talked about enough? Because I mean, and I just thought of it just based on what we're talking about today. Because like Ronda Rousey, for example, she said like a week ago. She finally talked about how she had cried for 2 years straight after dealing with her losses, and clearly, you know, doesn't really like talking about them to this day. And, you know, when an outsider sees that, it's like, what's the big deal? Like, you win, you lose. But, like, talking to you guys, it's like there's clearly a lot more to it than that.
I think that losing in the UFC, and losing sucks, but losing in the UFC on the highest, like, it's just a different level of, like, when you climb the ladder so fast, like the way she did, and then like to fall from that high, that's tough. I would think. I would just imagine. I don't know. I'm not in her shoes, but I just would imagine it's gotta be tough.
That's Indian every fighter though. Losing sucks. Losing
you feel like indestructible.
Losing when you're in the UFC means that you're losing against one of the greatest fighters on the planet at that point in time. And if you lose to them, that should be all right. But losing sucks, man.
But the thing, some fighters can rebound and fight again, and other fighters, it's like it defines who you are.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, wow, who I am has been removed.
That's why you gotta have things outside. You know, that's why it is as great as this is. That's why I say this is extra. This is you got that garden.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I have dance.
Other things
we
that
all
make
have
you
things.
happy, you know. Right. You know, dancing's fun too, but you just gotta. It's gotta be a healthy relationship. That's why I say this is like having a relationship with somebody, right? Like you gotta have a healthy curiosity to know that you're the best, not this like need to know that you're the best. Because at some point, you know, somebody's gonna be better than me. You know, I know that. Like everybody's got a time limit. Everybody is. You know, we're all the same. We're all human. So, and we all can achieve different things, and we're all unique. But at the end of the day, we all have flaws, and so to me, it's to know that you're not perfect, and that's okay.
That's a nice little garden outside.
Water the garden.
Your lives are very different than mine. Sometimes you listen to people talk, like their existence is completely the opposite. But that seems like a nice thing. And
that's why I said we're all unique, but at the same time, we all have flaws. We all have like
Jim uses fertilizer for different reasons.
Yes, I do. I talk to
it. Just as just a last little bit to throw in, but also that fight was the best Joanna ever.
Yes.
We've watched the fight. This is what we do after the fight. We go home and we watch it over and over again. So the pay-per-view points are going up because I keep buying it. I keep buying it. And if anyone out there who's going to watch it again, watch the fight. Watch it again and just watch Joanna. Don't watch Rose. Watch Joanna and then try to imagine who the hell could have survived 5 rounds of that.
Especially after a loss like that, you know. So for her to come back that's pretty commendable, I think. You know, I mean, she's still out there just, you know, being crazy or whatever and talking crap. But
she said she won.
You know, you gotta give her credit though.
That was like close to impossible. It's one of those things that, I mean, to fall off the top of the ladder the way that she did, and to go back and then reinvent herself and to come back. Usually, after something like that, they come back and they're never the same again. She came back and she wasn't the same. She was more ferocious. Like that's very, very unique.
That's hard to do.
That's why she was the reigning champ for so long, because she was able to take a knockout, go back, change some things up, and come back even more ferocious than she was previous to that knockout. Like, that's why Joanna is one of the greatest of all time.
How have you been? We have to wrap up shortly because we have. I know you guys have a limit. And we have a guest. Wait, how about sponsorships and stuff like that? That's been coming to you, kind of, or no?
A little bit here and there. We're in talks with some people, you know, but it's, I mean,
do you want more of it? Is it something that
money? Yes.
Money. But all the responsibility, it's just, I don't know.
We were talking about social media before. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Do you get offended when people decide to make Photoshops either placing your head on Jim Norton's body or Jim Norton's head on your body?
No, that's okay. You know, it's funny because, you know, everybody, like, kind of makes jokes about, like, Trevor and I, my boxing coach, like, looking the same because we got the same haircut. We both, like, kind of shaped the same. So, yeah, I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Rose Norton
Yes, Photoshop? I'm always happy with the results. I imagine she would be.
I'd say that's about right.
Yeah, I always feel like I look a lot better. So you do kind of, you want some more if they come along. Yeah. I mean, it's probably nice to have the extra. Are you going to write a book? Why don't you write a book? Because I've talked to you many times. Your life story is interesting.
Yeah, I've thought about it. You know, I keep a journal, so I try and, you know, keep note of, like, interesting things that happen. Like, there's so many little things that happen throughout, like, our trips and days that are just ridiculous. And so, you know, I think I'm going to work on that.
Yeah.
Or send someone over. Whoever wants to write a book, let's do it. I'll tell a story.
There's ways to do it where you get a guy who you talk to, or you talk it into a recorder and they put it together and it's your story. There are guys that do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, there's a video that just came out, Rose. I mean, it's The Journey or something like that on YouTube. That's like it's like a little mini documentary. Yeah, it's like a long 50-minute video, and it's great, and it talks about our it starts off with Pat's career, and then it kind of goes into mine halfway through, and it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Well, you guys did a video where you did, was that Habitats for Humanity, where you went over, you did something where you went over Indonesia, and you had cut your hand, and I'm like, that's what these guys do. They like to just go out and build houses for poor people.
Yeah, it definitely is. It was really, you know, fun time. I mean, it was very difficult, but very rewarding. And like I said, it was definitely not my place. You know, I don't know if I want to go back necessarily anytime soon, but it's, like I said, it's another great story, great, like, learning experience. And,
yes, you're a nicer person than I am.
You don't do Habitat for Humanity?
I certainly don't. I sit in first class, and I had people thrown out who come up to use the bathroom.
Talking about first class, when we were
somebody did get thrown out.
We were getting on a plane. Where were we coming from?
Was Vegas.
That Vegas? We're getting on a plane, and as we start walking through first class, this kid goes, "Doug Rose," and then his dad turns around and goes, "Holy shit, it's Doug Rose," and he starts flipping out, and he says he's from Denver, and he saw us at a Vietnamese place once. "I saw you with Shevchenko at Saigon Basil, and I didn't talk because I wanted to be respectful, but I'm not going to be respectful this time." And he starts flipping out. He's flipping out. He's like, "Oh my God, you're the best friend. I love you so much." Yeah. And this guy behind him goes, "Who the hell is Thug Rose?" And he points to the guy, and he's like, "And that's Von Miller right there." And the guy turns around and says, Who the fuck is Von Miller? That's Thug Rose, Colorado's first
champion.
The true champ. The pilot came back and put him off the plane. And he said, I'll go graciously. I'll go.
He's like, I'll go. I don't care. This is
I don't care.
Threw you off the plane?
Put him off the plane.
Yeah.
He was too excited to see Thug Rose.
And fair enough. And plus, if you're in coach and you make eye contact with a person in first,
you don't like that.
You should be dismissed.
I see.
You should be thrown off the plane. You paid good money for that seat. You don't need them looking at you.
No, wait. It was the other way around. He was in first class. We were in coach.
Oh, my apologies. They booted the guy off the plane for stopping you as you were walking out. Oh, my God.
He was just too excited. Because we kept walking, but he just kept on going.
That's
you don't
too
know
much.
who that is?
Yeah.
That's Colorado's first UFC champion. And a guy turns around and goes, who is what? That's Von Miller right there. And he who the hell is Von Miller?
And it happened all so quickly that I didn't know how to react to it. I wish I could go back in time and just man, let me talk to this man. Like we're good.
Oh, they just rushed you into the back?
Well, some guy was trying to pass. Yeah.
We'll see him again.
There was a comedian that didn't want people that sit and coach in first class. They had to rush him to the back.
Oh, wow.
It was you.
It probably was. Yes. All right, listen. We have Roger Stone coming in next. Rose, thank you. Pat, thank you. And the NC is promoting UFC 224 this Saturday in Rio. It's Amanda against Raquel Pennington. But we didn't mention that. But that's technically a promoting. It's more to celebrate you. Yeah, exactly. It's more about you winning. I'm always happy to see you, and Pat, I'm always happy to see you. So write a book.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll actually read it.
Yeah.
I normally don't read the books, but yours I'll read.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
All right, listen, we'll be right back with Roger Stone in a minute.
Follow.
That's real.
I can't believe he snuck into the embassy right under everybody's nose.
And that's exactly how you'd word it. I had lunch with my new friend, Sam Roberts.
Yeah, just had finger sandwiches right there at the embassy.
Sure, that's a very natural way to say it.
Did you see the photo of him and Pamela Anderson from the Hollywood Reporter?
You bet I did. Of Assange and Pam?
Yeah.
Who do you think's bigger, Julian Assange or Tommy Lee?
Tommy Lee is a fucking big dumb rock star. Julian Assange probably has like 7 and he's tender. And he's probably good with oral sex and likes feet. That's my guess.
7 and tender is quite good.
Tommy was really putting it to her good.
Mark that.
I mean, you could
7
mark
and 10. Yeah. And 10. Hold on. Go ahead, Sam. Preaching to the choir. Yeah, say it, Sam.
So non-specific.
Give you a little tickle under your arms. A little tickle. He was a baby. Used to like that.
Do you think that
I'd put your little nickel-flicking toes in my mouth and tickle you?
There's my ankles.
Yeah, I know it was. I used to suck your toes and tickle your heel.
There's no subtlety whatsoever.
Nah, that's what I'd do. All of a sudden, you get a little tent in your PJs.
Again, just removing all subtlety.
There's no subtlety. Tickle.
No, there is not.
Someone's got his tent in his PJs.
Just a guy talking about molestation. That's nothing more to it than that.
Yay.
Stripping everything else, removing all else.
Speaking of stripping, you used to wear your little PJs with the bottom part that would come out.
Right.
Well, what would happen in the PJs?
Would you penetrate?
His nickname was Sammy Tenderbottoms.
I see. I'm sure that's not going to follow me. Thanks for that.
Sammy Tenderbottoms.
Yeah, Sammy Tenderbottom.
Appreciate that. Roberts would be fine.
Sometimes I'd snap it and you'd run around the house jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Little bottom was shaking.
I don't recall.
I'd be like, someone's a little dancer at heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hold me closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was always putting your arms up for hugs.
I was.
Sure.
Even after all the trauma.
Yeah, especially.
Especially after the trauma, I see.
Trauma.
That's right. No, okay. You're being coy now. That's good.
Them PJs don't lie.
Well, that's a physical reaction. That's not.
That's right.
That's not emotional or
that's
mental.
Your body saying it's right.
Oh God, that's awful. That's horrible. What a horrible, horrible thing to say. Because that's actually been used as a justification. I'll bet. That's terrible.
Right.
Yeah, it is right. That's horrible. You're a horrible person. You think I'm talking to Jim?
A tease.
You think Roger Stone was up late at the Met Gala?
Did he go to it? I imagine he was invited. That's his crowd.
I would have. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any photos of him.
He wore a flowered hat. You have to dress weird at the Met Gala.
Well,
where they shit all over Tom Brady's dumb suit. That fucking idiotic outfit. Giselle's a model. She's probably like, you look good. He doesn't.
You turn on the TV over there.
What a fool.
Robbie O. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's trying to...
He looks like a Tom Brady mannequin.
He's trying to, you know, he lets his wife dress him.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Looks like a goddamn banister.
It's Tom.
Just wear a regular suit.
He's Tom Brady. It doesn't matter what he wears.
He's wearing a turtleneck. He's upholstered.
Yeah.
Well, sure, it matters what he wears because we all think he looks like a fucking asshole.
No, I mean, he could have just wore a regular suit. It didn't matter.
Right,
he's Tom Brady.
I saw Colin Jost was there with Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johannesburg. She's trying to make me jealous.
He just wears weekend update suit?
He just wore a tux.
Yeah.
He didn't look like an asshole like Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, he just looks like a dick.
Who's that?
That looks like, what's her face? Ben Affleck's chick.
Oh, Jennifer
Blake Lively.
Oh, Blake Lively.
He's been...
Is that Rihanna? She's just like the Pope.
Yeah.
The theme was religion.
I thought the theme was like Catholicism. Like,
was it?
Straight up, yeah, but...
Hers?
No, the Gallus theme.
The Gallus theme was Catholicism?
It was some kind of Catholicism, yes.
Yeah, Katy Perry wore angel wings.
Katy Perry's a bum.
You ever hear that song, I Kissed a Girl?
Oh, no, is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Katy Perry, you talk about a fall from grace. I mean, you're talking about Ronda Rousey falling off the ladder.
Why did she fall from grace?
Not nearly as far as... She's going to need bigger wings than that to recover from the fall that she's taken.
What did she do?
She fucking danced like a moron with the Migos on SNL.
I think it was even before that. I think she just got way too political and just wouldn't shut up about shit.
And
cut
then
her hair.
Here's the
Cut
issue.
her hair.
She cut her hair. She didn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then she put out an album.
That sucked.
It was weak sauce.
Terrible.
Everybody knows you can literally do whatever you want on the planet. If you come with that fire, it's fine.
Yep. Everybody will look at you like you're amazing.
R. Kelly is convinced that the media is against him.
I'm convinced too.
He can do whatever he wants because he comes with that fire every time. He's Pied Piper of R&B.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, I
R.
mean,
Kelly's in big trouble.
He nicknamed himself after a person that had children follow him out of a village, the Pied Piper. And this was a decade ago he called himself the Pied Piper of R&B. But he came with that fire.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so it was okay. You know, he had a sex dungeon where he had sex slaves.
He hasn't had fire in a while, though.
That's the issue.
Yep.
Now the media's against him.
Yep.
I didn't know Katy Perry had fucking fallen off. I don't follow that shit.
Yeah, she's not.
Can you show Jim her SNL performance?
They're
please?
all wearing these cross. What a bunch of fucking cowards.
Show Katy Perry SNL
What a bunch of fucking cunts. They're all wearing crucifixes and Catholicism, and that's like the only religion they would be ironic about. The only one. These fucking celebrity
I don't
pussies.
think they're being ironic about it. I mean, it is a very...
Again, I hate to be that guy, because I know I said I wouldn't do it. Why don't they do it? But they're not doing it with the one that's been the most...
You don't think Rihanna would dress like the Prophet Muhammad?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh. But I don't think you would consider that to be a fashionable religion. I mean, look at the stuff that.
How come it's not cultural appropriation? Where are all these fucking fruits screaming about cultural appropriation?
Well, number one, it's a theme, and number two, there are people offended that she's dressed up like.
No, but I mean the same people who would accuse that fucking high school girl.
You said you weren't going to do this yesterday.
But I mean, come on.
You said you weren't going to do it.
I did, but I'm right.
You're doing it though. I didn't ask if you were right.
Where are the people...
You're doing something you said you weren't going to do.
I lied. I'm doing it.
God damn it, Jim.
Where are the people accusing these people, Rihanna, of cultural appropriation? Where is it?
Well, it's not a culture.
Sure it is. Of course it is.
Roger's coming up.
Of course it's culture. The religion, of course it's cultural. It's like saying being Chinese isn't cultural. It's all cultural.
You're saying Rihanna's part of a China family?
I'm saying that they are... these fucking fake mavericks in Hollywood make me sick.
See, there's
these fucking cowards.
There's J-Lo with the cross.
She looks great, man.
She does look great.
She carried the cross. Who's that? One of the Jenners?
Cunts. Yeah.
Kendall Jenner. Oh, yeah, that's that Chopra chick.
Deepak?
She's an actress. Nope, Deepak is a man.
All right.
See, there's Kim Kardashian.
Oh, her hiney looks good.
She puts a little...
She really is short, though. Let me see. Go up again. Let me see her little short
She's only
hands.
like 5'1".
I know. She is tiny.
So what?
She's a bit of an hourglass. You ever look at her ass? You ever notice her ass?
Does she have a nice ass?
Yeah, it's plump. Take a look at it.
I'm too busy. I'm more of a face guy. I'm more like a pretty face. I knew where she was. I knew where she'd be.
Well, dressed in...
It's the theme, Jim. It's the Met Gala. Stop
fucking...
getting bitter that you didn't get invited to the Met Gala. Look, it's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Just cornballs.
What the fuck is she wearing? She got a castle on her head?
That'd be cool.
Kim Kardashian did it right. She stuck a little cross to a tight gold dress, and everybody's just like, look how hot she looks. Perfect.
I'm not offended by it, by the way. I don't like saying
You're offended.
I just don't like the fact
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz proposed.
that they are just fake.
2 Chainz proposed on the red carpet.
Thank God. I hope he's happy.
I love
He was a dick to me the one time I met him.
Well,
Was he?
Yes.
Because you don't understand what it means to be the hair weave killer.
You're probably right.
Why you think his engagement ring was the most expensivest?
I think it was. Why do you think his fiance doesn't have a hair weave in anymore?
He's got letters all over his jacket.
Yeah.
He's got to remember him.
I'll tell you this. 2 Chainz looks a lot better and a lot less of a dick than Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree with that.
2 Chainz looks better than Tom Brady.
I disagree.
2 Chainz is the man.
He's dressed like that fucking... Who's that nerdy wizard guy?
Harry Potter?
No. The guy with the fucking... the scientist?
Harry Potter.
Bill Nye? Who's the guy that wears those shitty jackets?
Bill Nye is a wizard.
No. Nerdy scientist. Who's
you said wizard.
I didn't mean wizard. Who's the guy that wears that...
I don't know. He makes water turn to steam. Like a wizard.
Who's the guy... He did those infomercials or commercials.
You're talking about the guy with the question marks all over his jacket?
Oh, yeah.
That guy wasn't a wizard or a science guy.
No,
Whatever
he
it was.
sold a book.
Oh, okay.
He sold a book.
That's the guy I'm thinking.
I don't know. He turns trees into books. He's a wizard. you know the wizard from the infomercial.
I misspoke.
Wouldn't it be great if you just thought everybody with a funny jacket was a wizard?
Yes, I did.
Who's the wizard with here comes Donald Trump's personal wizard, Roger Stone.
Yes. I'm so happy Roger's here. He really bailed me out of that shit.
The wizard. Look at this. Roger Stone.
Hello, Roger.
No surprise, looking like $1 million.
Yes.
Throwing the Nixon peace signs in the air.
We were going to wear a suit for you today. We did promise, and honestly, we forgot. Our one guy, Anthony, did remember. We didn't. We planned it and forgot.
Both wear the suit, so.
That's right. It makes you look better if we don't wear a suit.
Right, exactly. That's what we thought. Now, we had a theory about your book. Around the office, we compared your book, right?
Yes.
To books of similar width and size. I noticed because of the textures of the pages, your book is considerably heavier. Did you purposely make a heavier book so that people would be like, this is a much more substantial read?
No, it's heavier because people will keep this for a lifetime. I want it to wear well.
I see.
Everything you need to know to succeed in life, whether it's politics, business, fashion, style, is in this book. And therefore, I think it's going to become dog-eared. People are going to be referred to it constantly. I want it to hold up.
You want it to have good, because it is actually really good paper. It's the reason a lot of books don't have photo pages, because it's expensive to print.
Exactly.
It's really good paper.
So I didn't want to go with some cheap fool's cap, I wanted to go with something that would last.
Now, there's an illustration in here of you dressed like the Pope.
Yes.
Who wore it better, you or Rihanna?
Good point.
Thank you.
There's a lot of kind of funky pictures in there. Most of them are things that people have sent me.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of comes out of the Twitter world.
Sure.
So I think they're cool. I included them.
Yeah.
So I'm in there as the Joker, for example. Remember the Joker, the one who says, that's the thing about chaos. It's fair.
Right.
So I like to foment a little revolution. I like to upset the establishment's apple cart.
Your name has been, you were on the front page of the Drudge Report the other day. They were saying, is he going to be involved in Mueller's probe? And how much are you really in this? Like, how much do they think they're going to get on you as opposed to what they're really going to get on you?
It's a fascinating question. If I didn't know how the fake news works, I guess I'd be more concerned. If you look at that story, it's a CNBC story. They say that Robert Mueller, the special counsel, is probing my dinners, with Rick Gates, a low-level Trump campaign staffer who worked for Paul Manafort. He's also looking into our meetings at Trump Tower, and it points out that Gates and I worked together at the legendary firm Black Manafort and Stone in the 80s. I've had dinner with the guy once in a restaurant with 4 other people from the New York Trump campaign to talk about the apportionment of delegates to the convention. The number of meetings he and I had at Trump Tower, that would be 0. The number of meetings I had with him anywhere, that would also be 0.
Oh.
I can't think of any time I was alone with him, at least not that I recall. I did meet him at the convention, and he never worked at Black Manafort and Stone. He evidently worked for a successor firm with a different name after I sold my interest and moved on several years after. In fact, I don't think he met Paul Manafort till 2006. So probing my relationship with Gates will be a short probe because my contacts with him during the campaign are minimal, and they're generally logistical or innocuous, as in, tell that Manafort to return my phone call, would you? That's kind of it.
At what point do you when did you stop being surprised? Well, when did you realize wow, the press is really full of shit?
Here's the thing that is kind of shocked me, is it the way they just keep recycling the same chestnuts. Let's come up with the most obvious answer. Guccifer 2.0.
I read you're friends with him.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, I was in contact with him over a Twitter feed, not exactly the place to conduct espionage. Not very 007.
Right.
Our entire exchange has a total of 24 words in it, and it takes place 6 weeks after WikiLeaks has already published the documents that they're accusing me of working with to hack and provide to WikiLeaks. Chronologically impossible unless one has a time machine. And Putin hasn't lent me his time machine.
And what about the idea that, if he's tweeting with Guccifer, one can believe that they had a relationship prior to the tweets.
Right. So produce all the other communications in any form. They don't exist. And Guccifer, if this person really exists, first of all, he's a Russian. We don't know that. There are thumbprints that are left in his computer, his online activities that are made to show that he's a Russian. But we don't know that. They're so clumsy, they look to me like they're planted. He's using software that is registered to a person who works at the Democratic National Committee. And his identity becomes public. Guess what day? The day the DNC announced they've been hacked. Except for they weren't hacked, because the FBI's never been allowed to see their server. So they're only allegedly hacked. Now, he did go online and predict this was coming, which is why I initially did think he was the hacker. I wrote that in a column. I changed my mind. I also wrote that in a column. And that's what I said to the House Intelligence Committee under oath.
Can you believe
So just to wrap this up, based on content, context, and timing, my 24-word exchange with Guccifer 2.0 is meaningless.
Right. Now, can you believe the games of semantics that have been going on with the evidence, quote unquote, that's surrounding you? I was watching a CNN interview that you just did to promote the book, where they were bringing up the tweet where you said something about the Podestas.
Yes.
Except you would put an apostrophe in Podestas, but you also had the word the in there. So you're sitting there and you and Chris Cuomo are arguing, and you're saying it says the Podestas. So it's referring to multiple Podestas. And he's like, but there's an apostrophe in there, so that means it's Podesta, possessive. And you're going, but the can't, you're arguing over which do you count?
Apostrophe.
The or the apostrophe?
Well, look, I know people called him the Donald, but nobody ever called John Podesta the Podesta.
That's not a thing.
So, and taking the word the out materially changes the intent of the tweet.
Right.
The point, of course, is nowhere did I ever say, quote, John Podesta's emails will be hacked, you'll see them soon.
Right.
Because I had no advanced knowledge of the alleged hacking of his emails. That's if they weren't downloaded to a zip drive and taken out the back door of the DNC, as many of us suspect. And then there was that terrific piece in The Nation magazine in which a bunch of these former CIA counterintelligence IT experts said, actually, most of the forensic evidence points not to a hack, but to the fact that the stuff was downloaded to some zip drive or portable drive, because the download times are evidently more consistent with that.
Do you think, I have to ask you two off the subject too, do you think that Giuliani is doing a great job as being a legal spokesperson?
I think that on the question of the deep state coup d'etat and the illegitimacy of Mr. Mueller and his rogue operation, Rudy's doing a great job. On the question of Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels, not so much.
How does that happen? How does it happen where he goes out and because he also, the Sam pointed out, he also went out and said, he said we're going to, try to get Muslims. Rudy just kind of says this stuff, and it's how does that get to that place where the president trusts
Somebody doesn't
him?
Stop him.
Yeah, where Trump doesn't go, don't say, he must have been watching the news and hit the roof when he saw that.
Well, look, I like Rudy, and I think bringing him in is a good idea because he's a very smart guy, but more importantly, he's a tough guy, and right now the president needs some tough guys. His lawyers, remember, told him, Mr. President, don't worry about this Mueller thing. We'll have it wrapped up by Thanksgiving last year. Mr. President, don't worry about this Mueller probe. We're going to have a letter from him by Christmas. Then it was, I think it's coming right after New Year's. Now we're into May, and all of that has been proven to be false. So there were actually some who say, why don't you just sit down with Mueller for an interview and you can clear the air on this whole thing. Once the New York Times published the list of intended questions, starting with, when did you stop beating your wife?
Right.
I mean, there are no good answers to the way those questions are structured. They're all those type of questions. So if that doesn't tell the president that they're out to get him, it has nothing to do with Russia. It has to do with reversing the results of the last election. Hillary's butt hurt and she wants it back.
Is part of it, though, like, is the president hard to give bad news to? Like, he seems like a guy that doesn't like to hear, are some of them, and again, they're not doing the right thing, but are they afraid to come and tell him something like, look, this is going to drag out for a while because they're afraid of just being booted?
No, I actually think that they were naive lawyers. This isn't a legal proceeding. This is a political proceeding with a legal subtext. Those guys are lawyers, so they're looking at the case and they're saying, this will be easy to wrap up, Joe. There's no evidence here. Not understanding that Mueller doesn't need evidence, that they're running a campaign of innuendo and smear. With this story about Rick Gates, where could that have come from? So they leak, which is a violation of their ethics and the rules, and then to try to change the public narrative. You may remember that they gave the fake dossier to Mike Isikoff of Yahoo, so he would write it, and then they took his story to the judge and said, you see, Judge, people are talking about this. That's how the fake news, that's how they operate.
I understand.
What do you think happens? I mean, didn't you think that Trump was going to be out by a certain point, but they haven't been able to get him out? Do you think he's going to make it through the 4 years?
That's entirely up to him. I would argue that with 3% economic growth, and peace breaking out in the Koreas, a historic achievement.
Yeah.
And I think he is, I know that he is up to something in terms of the Middle East. He's working very hard behind the scenes to try to find a solution, a peace solution for the Middle East. That would be the daily double of diplomatic triumphs. It's going to be very hard to get rid of him. On the other hand, he has the power right now. He needs to fire Mr. Rosenstein. He needs to fire Mr. Sessions. He needs to pardon everybody in question, and then dare them to impeach him. By the way, I just got back from Korea with the peace deal.
So now why fire Jeff Sessions?
Because Jeff Sessions he's the evil Keebler elf.
He is.
All he's interested in is marijuana.
Really?
He's obsessed with marijuana. We have to arrest everybody who's smoking marijuana. Good people don't use marijuana, he told the Senate. No, Senator, sick people use marijuana.
Right.
Millions of it. And it helps them more than opioids. So what big pharma pal is he helping out here? Or is he just a caveman, a hillbilly?
Do you think that in Trump's, because Trump has clearly come out against opioids, do you think that he's going to make it easier for people to get legal marijuana in an effort to...
I think it's really important to review the history on this. The president said in the campaign very clearly that this was an issue for the states to decide. And if the states decide they want medical marijuana, they should have it. Now, he didn't endorse medical marijuana himself. He said it's a state decision. That essentially is consistent with the Cole memo, which is the one thing Obama did that I agreed with, which declared that in the 29 states where marijuana had been legalized, that the feds would stand down on laws against possession and distribution and so on. Good public policy. The first thing he did, as soon as he was out from under congressional restraint, the Rohrabacher Amendment, he repealed the Cole Amendment. So any prosecutor in the country in a state where marijuana is legal, let's say they want to run for governor and get their name in the paper, they bust the local dispensary and you're on page 1. This is bad. This is a bad idea. For many months, I spoke to the president about this, and he was surprised that Jeff Sessions was moving actively against state legalized marijuana, which tells me his news summaries are being sanitized.
Right.
Okay, so we didn't show that to the president. He can't be expected to negotiate with the Israelis and the Saudis and the Egyptians and also read everything that's in the newspapers because he's on the phone constantly doing his own kind of diplomacy.
He's watching Fox and Friends every morning, too. He's busy.
Got to get news somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in this case, Sessions was misleading him. roughly 2 weeks ago, the president came out in an agreement with Senator Cory Gardner of Colorado that he will now push to protect state legalized marijuana through federal legislation. I think Jeff Sessions is checkmated. The president's view, I think, is going to hold here. And now the question is, how do we get the president to move marijuana off the Schedule I list where it doesn't belong? That's the next goal.
But he's got to get rid of that little Keebler elf in order to get any of this done.
It would be a side benefit of canning this guy who looks at the Clinton Foundation and tells the Congress, I don't see any crimes. This guy's got the visual acuity of Stevie Wonder.
Roger's book, he's promoting Stone's Rules. It's really a heavy, beautiful book. A very easy read. Like, you know, each page has a rule on it, and it's really great.
Let me ask you about you're talking about Stone's Rules because it's about fashion, not just about in lifestyle and politics and everything. Why did you never switch to a slim cut suit? You're the only guy left that's wearing the big baggy suits.
This is let's be clear. This is not baggy. It is full cut.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's not many of you left.
Because muscular guys don't look good in thin cut suits.
Oh, excuse me.
And because all of those squats, my thighs will not fit in a pair of regulation riding boots or in a pair of slim cut jeans.
That was what I speculated. Sam thought I was wrong. I said his thighs are too muscular, and Sam said that's not the case.
I mean, the point is, if I wore a slim cut suit because of the size of my chest, it would gap. But that's hours in the gym doing, bench presses.
Right. But you didn't think that, there's still some fabric that could be taken off now, or do you just prefer a baggier cut or a looser cut, or I don't know.
It's about the silhouette of the suit.
Okay.
Try to demonstrate.
All right, let me see.
Roger's standing up now. Just put Roger's mic so we can hear. I want to hear Roger.
Yeah, I got you.
The idea is the line of the trouser between the suit jacket and the trouser.
Right.
So, yeah, they're full cut, but the point is they hang, they're not cinched. And it creates that illusion. Also, this is a very soft shoulder. There's no padding in here. It's a more natural shoulder. It makes a man look athletic, not skinny.
You also like to be comfortable. Let's be really honest. Suits can be uncomfortable, and you probably like if you're sitting there to be comfortable.
I like my junk to breathe.
Absolutely. I like mine to breathe. That's why I always take it out. Now, let's say Barbara Bush, you tweeted that she was a nasty. I've never met her, obviously. Was she a nasty person?
Well, I've heard she's a nasty drunk. That's what I read.
This is based on personal experience, not some faraway speculation. I managed the New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut primaries for Governor Ronald Reagan against her husband, then Ambassador George Bush. I skunked them in New York. They didn't get a single delegate. I beat the hell out of them in New Jersey. They didn't get a single delegate. And in Connecticut, George Bush's home state, where his father was the U.S. Senator, they carried 3 congressional districts. We carried 3 congressional districts. And the delegate split was 16 Bush, 15 Reagan. Jim Baker, who was managing George Bush's campaign, but who I was very friendly with, warned me, stay away from Barbara. She hates you. I went to a big reception when Bush was vice president. The president was there, President Reagan, the entire staff. She saw me from across the room, and she made a beeline for me. She was bombed. She stuck her finger in my face and said, I hate you.
Oh.
Now, this is not the warm, wonderful woman you saw depicted in all the funeral coverage. Right. She was a nasty, vindictive person to me personally.
Well, we try to remember people at their best, though, no?
I admit that my timing was probably not the best.
Right.
But to be clear, I was overheard in a restaurant in Austin, Texas, and what I said was, Barbara Bush drank so much booze, if they cremated her, her body will burn for 3 days.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And I probably should have left it at that, but...
left it at that? Oh.
So when more people say, what, are you saying she's a drunk? No, I experienced it. But it was also well known in Republican political concerns. Now, in retrospect, my timing was probably not the best, and I am a Christian, so... May she rest in peace.
Yeah, so you felt you were overheard. You didn't mean for that to be publicly consumed.
No, but I shouldn't have doubled down and confirmed it. I just should have kept my mouth
you did
shut.
double down on it pretty hard.
But one of Stone's rules, speaking ill of the dead, is not on that list.
Well, put it this way. It's the only thing worse than being wrong or making a mistake is being boring. So I try not to be boring.
No, it's exciting. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah, do you say things sometimes just when you feel like, I have to say this a certain way where people are going to grab it? Like if I just kind of say it factually it's not as interesting, but if I spice it a little bit, people will run with it.
Exactly. That's called dramatization. So when I'm in the famous iconic speech now and before the Broward Republicans, and I say, I have communicated with Assange, and I say it's through a back channel. Wow, that sounds very James Bondish. Back channel, confirming source, intermediary, all the same thing, but there's some dramatization. I was talking to a crowd of 600 people. But dramatization is not inaccuracy. Everything I said was true.
I see. Technically. And that's important. So I feel like we've been following this. Is Roger Stone's buddies with Julian Assange? Does he know Guccifer? Is he responsible for WikiLeaks? All this stuff for like a year and a half.
Right.
Do you enjoy that this story just keeps going and going?
It's tedious. That's my point.
Right.
In other words, it's brought up by irresponsible fake news outlets like the Daily Beast and Salon and Slate and sadly the Washington Post. And then you respond to it in the detail I have here today, assuming, well, that's that. I explained it. And then 3 months later, they bring it back like they never heard any
Same
of
story.
That. Right.
Yeah.
It's the fake news cycle. It's a tactic. And unfortunately, like the birds on the telephone line, once one jumps off, they all jump off. So the Washington Post writes, two close associates, that's false, of Roger Stone say that he told them that he dined in London with Assange one weekend, and one of them says he has an email in which Stone predicted, Stone said the WikiLeaks emails will be about Hillary, Donna Brazil, and John Podesta. I called the Post reporter. So you saw this email, right? No, it's been described to us.
They described the email.
Right.
Yeah.
I know the name of the two guys. Neither one of them would be considered an associate of mine. One of them is a nasty critic of mine online who's a nut job.
Right.
And the other guy, I can disclose, it's Sam Nunberg.
Right. I remember him.
How is Sam doing now?
How
he had a
is he
bit of a
doing?
public...
Let's call the Betty Ford Center and find out.
Okay. Is that where he is? Is he in a place like
I
that?
understand he is dealing with his demons, and I wish him the best.
No,
you were his mentor at one point, right?
Well, that's called smothering someone in your embrace.
I see.
Mueller, whatever you do, don't look at Roger Stone. He's innocent. By no means, do not. Okay, I mean, please, Sam, you're doing Steve Bannon's legwork here. A man who dresses out of a dumpster,
you talking about Steve Bannon?
Yeah. But Sam he's all over the place. They've got something on the president. They've got nothing on the president. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to obey this subpoena. I'm an officer of the court. Of course I was going to be. I mean, this guy, he has a screw loose, sadly.
Is there a way back, though? Sorry. Is there a way back? In
I just
politics,
remind everybody, I got him his job with Trump, and I got him rehired after he got fired. So let no kindness go unpunished.
In your world, in politics, so many things are said. So many people are friends, and then they hate each other, and then this one doesn't vote a certain way. Is there like a way back for Steve Bannon in that world? Or no, there's not.
No, which is different than everybody else because, look, I had my own falling out with Donald Trump over Elliot Spitzer. He thought Elliot was a great guy. So much for that.
Right.
And then we reconciled after that. We didn't talk for 2 years. He was furious at me for my opposition and role in the removal of Elliot Spitzer, the Eric Schneiderman of his day.
Eric Schneiderman seems much worse.
Much worse.
Much worse.
But, we were reconciled, and he hired me as a consultant for his 2012 exploratory efforts, hired me as a consultant on this campaign until I resigned to do my own thing. I did resign. I showed the resignation letter to a New York Times reporter and a Miami Herald reporter the night before because I knew somebody would dispute whether I had resigned or been fired. And it's water under the dam. But I was about to publish the Clintons' War on Women, and I didn't want people to say, oh, that's Trump's book.
Right.
I see. So going back to Steve Bannon and your...
why is he unique? Sorry.
Well, here's why he's unique. There's the one thing one cannot do in Trump world. I elected Donald Trump. It's not him, it's me. I'm the puppeteer.
Right.
I mean, Donald he's awful. It's all my brilliance. Once Bannon's picture was on the cover of Time magazine as the man who made Trump. And let's be clear. Nobody made Trump but Trump. You can try to help him if you're loyal to him and you're trying to serve him well. he'll listen to advice, but he's not obligated to take your advice. Just because George W. Bush did everything Karl Rove told him to do doesn't mean that Donald Trump is controlled by others. He'll listen, but he's his own man. He makes his own decisions.
W is clearly controlled by others?
Karl Rove?
Yeah.
W has trouble putting together a sentence.
Oh.
So he's a manifestation of Karl Rove and the Bush family political financial machine.
And all this talk about the Koreas, we talked about it a lot, about him being possibly, like Kim Jong-un is going, no, it was my desire for peace, but the South Korean president was saying that he should be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. How much of this is really Kim Jong-un being literally afraid of Trump and saying, I better do something and make peace?
You know, I think this is a manifestation of what Nixon and Kissinger used to call the madman theory. Kissinger is going over to Paris to talk to the North Vietnamese, and Nixon says, Henry, you tell him this Nixon's nuts, and he might hit the button and blow them off the face of the earth. He's a madman, and I'm having trouble restraining him. You better make a deal soon. And of course, they came to the table. This is exactly what Trump has done. He is rattling the saber, and all the elitist foreign policy pukes were saying, "Oh my God, he's going to cause World War III. This is bombastic. He's a warmonger." No, it brought the North Koreans to the table. Why? Because they understand Donald Trump's not a cream puff like Barack Obama, and when he says there's a line in the sand, you're not going to hop over it without consequences. Donald Trump is the toughest person I've ever met. I think it was Roy Cohn who said it. He pisses ice water. The North Koreans do not want a showdown with Donald Trump.
I agree with that. I think that's right.
Because when you're threatening to nuke somebody and they say, "Well, I have better capability to do that," that's not a common response from a U.S. president.
Right.
That's got to be threatening.
And you know it's true.
And you know it's true. But they said when Reagan referred to the axis of evil,
yes.
And they said that it was either the Soviets or the North Koreans or somebody, I think the Soviets said that being called evil frightened them because when somebody sees you as evil, it's different than
and it's
typical
very
political.
That specific thing where he referred to them as the axis is evil, every single member of the White House staff was opposed to him saying that. His speechwriters were opposed to it. His cabinet was opposed to it. And he said, no, I'm saying it. It's gone down in history as a catalyst for their collapse.
They don't want to realize that they're being dehumanized because now it's easier to blow you off the face of the planet if we have to because you're not a human, you're evil.
They want to have our moral equivalent and they don't deserve it.
Right.
Plus the U.S. is always known as being the ones who take the high road, and the U.S., or at least we pretend to take the high road. And I think when a U.S. president says we're not taking the high road, I think that's uncomfortable for people and they think it's going to be a problem.
Well, it's not so much the high road as we're not going to keep bending over. In other words, we've been giving the Iranians and we've been giving the North Koreans hundreds of millions of dollars to try to induce them to behave, and then they don't behave and we don't do anything about it.
Who do you think is the least flawed member of the Bush family?
That would be very tough. George P. Bush, who has not only now been accused of corruption in the management of the state pensions funds, where he's a railroad commissioner, but also screwing up the Alamo, the foundation that runs the Alamo for the state.
Oh, wow.
Plus allegations of sexual harassment in his college days. So he fits right into the Bush clan.
Yeah.
Prescott Bush, the banker U.S. senator, made his fortune financing the armaments for Hitler's Third Reich.
Oh, my God.
He's a pip.
Yeah, that's tough.
George H.W., trafficking cocaine for the CIA.
Really?
To pay illegally for the Nicaraguan war.
Jeez.
Running it through a small town called Mena, Arkansas. No problem there. Give the local governor his cut, and he'll keep his mouth shut.
Wow.
That would be Bill Clinton.
That's wow. Because Bill Clinton, man.
Right. And also...
All in the Bush crime family.
Jeb?
Available on Amazon now.
Jeb's okay.
If Jeb's IQ was 1 point lower, you'd have to water him.
It's like a common house plant.
I mean,
he really must be stupid.
Actually, that's not fair. He's actually very smart in the book sense. He's a policy nerd, and he reads all this stuff.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know when to come in out of the rain. And there's
just out there with his books getting wet.
Well, it's like a noblesse oblige thing. In other words, you're just supposed to serve me. I mean, the Bushes are incredibly disloyal people.
Oh.
They came over on the Mayflower. The rest of us, we're peasants. If you didn't go to Yale or Harvard and you don't belong to the Council on Foreign Relations and the Greenwich Country Club, you can't be anybody.
We only have 3 minutes left. I want to make sure we plug Roger's book. Roger's a great writer. It's the New York Times. He's a best-selling author.
And the best thing about this book, let me just say it, my mother's recipe for marinara is in there.
Okay, so you can dress properly, you can eat properly, but it's actually a really interesting book, and its size does matter, Rule 102. You're probably not talking about what I think you're talking about, but...
I'm not.
Okay.
Talking about the size your name should be on a billboard or a poster.
Oh, it does matter.
All you want is your last name. Stone, not for Congress. Vote on November, because people can only grab one thing.
But didn't you know George Bush Sr. because you worked with Reagan? He was his vice president.
Yes.
Did you not like him?
He did the cocaine stuff, he said.
I did not like him. I was in favor of Reagan picking Jack Kemp from upstate Buffalo as his running mate. Once he was the Republican nominee, of course, I supported him, but I also knew that he would undo Reaganism as soon as he could. And he did. Remember when he said, read my lips, no new taxes?
Yeah.
And what did he do? He raised taxes.
In fairness, though, was that him or was that the Congress and the Senate that kind of screwed him on that?
That was him.
It was him.
Reagan showed you could hold the line with them, but John Sununu and other of the guys around Bush thought that there was an epic budget deal at hand if he would just raise taxes. This is the functional end of Reaganism. This is a return to the root canal Republican Party of convince voters we're really going to hurt them, but it's for their own good, which people will never buy.
What about Neil Bush?
You mean the SNL guy who stole millions in the SNL? That guy?
Is that the one you mean?
That's the one I was thinking of.
Jeez.
Or is there Jeb who had a building that went into foreclosure on which he owed $400 million, but he got out with paying a dime? I mean, the whole family is epically corrupt.
Donald Trump, though, has done some shady business stuff, no?
Donald Trump, the president?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, all right. Never mind then. I thought there was some...
I want to go to dinner at the White House. Can you bring me...
When it comes to ethics, the Bushes make Donald Trump look like Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm.
Is that right? Can you bring me to the White House? I'd love to have dinner with the president.
I'll get John Kelly on the phone right now and see if we can set that up.
That'd be fun. I'm a good dinner companion.
You're not a good dinner companion.
I am so. I'm polite.
Never had a good
laugh
time
at
with
the
you
appropriate times.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Sometimes you ask which way the bathroom is, he puts you in the wrong direction.
What's really maddening is when I take the Amazon or the Barnes & Noble buy link from their site for this book.
For Stone's Rules?
Yes, and I post it on Facebook.
Right.
Or I paste it on Google.
Sure.
And they immediately knock it out as spam.
Really?
Which they've never done on any of my previous books. So they're trying to make it hard for me to sell, which is why people need to go to stonesrules.com, and buy it there.
Yeah, we'll promote the book. We like you, Roger, very much. We have to wrap up. Our show is over.
Certainly not tweeting about it.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come back in, come in. We love having you in.
Absolutely.
We will wear suits next time. We just forgot this time. We had other stuff.
Understandable.
We agreed yesterday. We weren't going to wear suits.
We don't have to tell them that.
Okay.
I'll be in Milwaukee Friday. I'll be in Iowa City Saturday. And who do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow is another busy day. And you're going to have to tune in to find out.
Yeah, because we don't know. We're not prepared. Thank you to Rose Namajunas for coming in.
The Duplass brothers are coming in tomorrow.